5, I think. Let me check. Oh, I hope it is. Yes, we are. Model Affliction Mondays. Let me just get this on. Buster. And transition.
I'm fucking pissed. I mean, there isn't a fucking scale on this goddamn planet that can measure how fucking pissed I am right the fuck now. Hey, so, yeah. I can't get any of these cowardly fucks to debate me. Unless someone can give me a good fucking reason to keep doing this, I'm fucking giving it up. I got better things to do with my time. Nobody ever cites my work. My Angles to Polaris video. Nobody ever cites that. It's not the best one in the world. But, you know, it's fucking something. You know, with a physical model. And it gets a lot of compliments. So I know it's not complete shit. Nobody ever plays my videos on their live streams. Or even little bits of it. When was the last time anybody shared any of my videos? You know, my most popular video is the Angles to Polaris video. And it has less than 1,000 fucking views and it's 2 years old. And I've got a shit community fucking not doing anything to fucking keep me doing it. Like I said, unless someone can give me a good fucking reason why I should keep streaming, you know, I'm done. So, thanks for the fish. I'm so pissed off right now. I've got a shit community. Made me look like a fucking asshole. Motherfucker! Fucking asshole! Motherfucker! I'm so pissed off right now.
Your world is full of illusions, contradiction between fact and fiction.
Fucking talking shit.
You never back your claims.
Like a little cowardly bitch. Fucking talking shit.
Driving the wrong way down a one-way street.
Motherfucker!
Unstoppable force on immovable feet.
You don't know how fucking pissed I am.
Straight lines converge in the distance.
Fucking asshole.
Why do I get so much resistance? I know.
Fucking talking
You'll
shit.
never prove me wrong.
Right the fuck now. God damn it, fucker.
Now we get our physics deniers. Pathological compulsive lies. I know. You'll never prove me wrong.
You don't know how fucking pissed I am.
Driving the wrong way down a one-way street.
I get fucking emasculated by Jose J.G. Gonzalez.
It's where knowledge and ignorance meet.
Fucking asshole. Motherfucker.
Paradoxes and confusion. Your mind is in delusion.
Fucking talking shit.
We all know you're insane.
God damn it. I can't get one of these pussies after fucking talking shit to this motherfucker. I fucking still like him, but he fucking pissed me off. Motherfucker! God damn, he owes me a fucking apology.
Talk about your 2D surface. We all know you ain't got no purpose in life. When you think that you live on board.
I get fucking emasculated.
Driving the wrong way down a one-way street.
I get fucking emasculated by Jose J.G. Gonzalez.
It's where knowledge and ignorance meet.
Fucking talking shit. Motherfucker!
Paradoxes and confusion. Your mind is in delusion.
Fucking talking shit.
We
I get fucking emasculated by Jose J.D. Gonzalez. And I'm pretty fucking pissed off. That's all I've got to say about it. Motherfucker! Made me look like a fucking asshole.
Oh, hello. Wait a minute, here we go. I think we're on. Main screen. And over to Discord. Model Affliction Mondays. Hello, I'm Bev. And I'm Model Afflicted. Today. Don't know what for.
Because it's Monday.
Yeah. Because it's Monday, yeah. Come and tell us about your model. You got any models hanging around? We can explain a couple of paradoxes that we've found just recently. Only if you've got a model. So, I mean, found it just recently, the horizontal paradox. Also the perpendicular paradox. There's been quite a few of them today. We've had a few people teaching us some new ones. And also denying facts about known reality. Namely with the water level. So the doors are open today. Today's a special day. If you want to talk about the model, you can come and chat about it. I've got a video, I've got one I just did a bit earlier of Stingray, who's the model guy. I'll probably put that out tomorrow. I don't think it's worth us going over it tonight. Nobody needs to be afflicted by that much model. So we've been away for a week and now we're back. Model Affliction Monday. I'm just going to talk to the gardener. Right. Okie dokie. So, who've we got in the chat? Science, all the regulars are in there. We're getting all well. The thing doesn't seem to be working again, does it, chatbot? I don't know what's going on with that. Let me see if any of those commands work. It should be. I thought I'd switched it back on again. Oh, no, it doesn't seem to be working, does it?
Nope.
Oh, I might have to wait till next week, till my lag comes back. See if I can... Yeah, it says it's on. I don't know whether it's the... See whether you in Discord can hear this one. See, that didn't even work either. Oh, none of me things are working. Oh. Yeah, everything's behind. I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on here. Cloudbot. Let's try and switch the chat bot back on again. So, I think the state of play at the minute is we're being ignored because we don't talk about the model, or the stuff that we do talk about is so closely linked to reality. The model afflicted can't come and share their pain anymore, and so they're leaving us alone, which is good. But I mean, Anybody got any problems with the model they'd like to come and talk about? Anybody want to slag off a model? Anybody got any new paradoxes that are found through talking to the model Afflicted? You got any thoughts about anything? Anyone? Ooh, Black Swan. Went over that the weekend. T-shirt logic. Related to the model. It's all related to the model.
The affliction is very, very high. As I noticed last night, we had a conversation with, who was it? The homie Don?
Yeah.
Oh my God. He's a nice guy and all, but oh my God, the model affliction. Yeah, when it comes to water, they reach a point where they buckle. Like I did the glass of water, then I did the bathtub of water. He agreed, level. Then I did a swimming pool. As soon as I went to the swimming pool, he went, He knew something was up. Then it was all backtracking after that.
Yeah, he's yeah, it's the new breed, isn't it? Of the because I think we had somebody in it who, Right Hand was in here talking to somebody earlier on, and they had they were quite willing to say that the water level established the horizontal, but that didn't mean that the water established the horizontal.
Of course not. It's the plastic that establishes the horizontal, not the water in the plastic.
Yeah. And he said as well, 3 points would sort a plane on a water level, but any more, he couldn't say. I don't know. That was so strange.
Yeah, he said 3 points would define the plane, but any more points added on with the water level there is would verify whether or not that plane is curved, he said.
Yeah.
Can you believe it?
I don't know what, 2D planes are changing shape because of the water.
I feel like the model Affliction has grown over the last few weeks. It's taken kind of like a turn into a different area where I haven't heard them talk about these things they recently come up with. I mean, I don't necessarily want to give it to them, but you know what I mean. They've gone a little over the top lately with some of the things they say.
T-shirt logic has made them this the horizontal paradox, where all horizontals are parallel to each other, causes them to I don't know, just get rid of reality. Like, reality cannot be reality to them, which is a bit of a shame.
Yeah, the horizontal paradox is really playing with them. Because they can't get away with it. There's no way around the water thing. That is their number one Achilles heel. And that's where the mind goes, There's a Scooby-Doo there, you know? They know it can't. They know you can extend it like a swimming pool and a bigger swimming pool, but just has to curve at some point. Just has to. And they know it can't. It doesn't. So that's where their mind does a mental gymnastics. They hit the cog this event horizon, and there's no turning back. It can't. It has to be. It has to be.
Yeah, that's tricky, isn't it, Essie? It can't be, but it has to be.
That's it.
Both extremes of that at the same time. It has to be, but it can't be.
That's where they hit the the La La Land zone.
Yeah,
That's where
when... Go on, sorry.
No, go ahead, bro.
I was going to say that's when the paradox have to be accepted or denied. That's when the choice is presented. Either you accept the horizontal paradox or you do not. That's the test.
Exactly. Yeah, and they choose to stay in the middle where there's non-inclusion.
Yeah, and that's also a recent development, which is part of what I meant earlier, right?
Thanks to you, yeah.
Yeah, that they can just include the middle, as in violate the law of the excluded middle.
That's where they live. Yeah, they live in that middle. Somehow they find a space there, in your excluded middle. They set up shop there, and I call that La La Land. Yeah.
Yep, that's a great explanation, Essie.
And it's a comfortable place, There's a bar, there's music, there's equations, everything is figured out, You want to know something, you just Google it, boom. It's fantastic. Everything is easy.
Yeah, it's that scene in the Truman Show, right, where he says he wants to be an explorer, and they tell him, nope, it's already been explored.
Sorry, can't go there.
Yeah, it used to be very different before this, at least in my view. This whole relativism thing that's been coming in recently, where it can be both at the same time. Two opposing concepts being true in the same way at the same time. That's the way out for the model afflicted. And I don't understand, or I can't really picture where the next step past that is, because at that point you've already thrown the laws of understanding out the window. The laws of thought, the three basic ones, they're already out the window at that point, so you can't do any more damage, I guess, when you've reached the event horizon. This event horizon, there is, like you said, there's no turning back, and I don't see where to go from there.
Well, there's only one place that they can go. They have to accept the model, embrace the model fully. Becomes a religion. Everything coming out of NASA, SpaceX, quasars, all this stuff, they're full aboard. They're in, the telescope, right? All that's where they live now. Star Trek, yeah.
None of it's a religion, Essie. That's what you are.
There we go. Welcome, Brenda.
Hey, Brenda. Good evening.
Yeah.
Or good afternoon.
It's afternoon for me. So
Good
flat Earth
afternoon,
is
then.
religion. It's not science.
How do you figure?
It's biblical literalism. It's taken right out of the Bible.
What is? Where does it say?
What is exactly?
What does it say
Flat
there,
Earth.
Brenda?
It says that the Earth is flat in the Bible?
What is that?
Yes, it does.
Wow. Where does it say that?
A number of places, and that was the cosmology of that era of Jewish cosmology at that time, was that the Earth was flat.
But didn't the Greeks beat them way before that, hundreds of years, that they said was a globe?
The Greeks didn't write the Bible.
I know, but you said that it was the Jews, but that they said it was flat, the Bible, right? But didn't somebody believe in something else before that?
But they didn't. I said it came out of the Bible. That's why it's religious. It's a biblical belief.
I never
based
seen
on-
in the Bible where it says the earth is flat. Like, I'm not a Bible expert, but it actually says the earth is flat, you're saying, in the Bible?
A good case, yes, that was the Jewish cosmology of the time, and it's reflected in the Bible. People believed the earth was flat.
And now people believe the earth is a globe. Like you. Belief. Have no proof.
Yeah, it's a belief. Of course it is. And I'm saying that flat earth is a religious belief.
Well, I'm not a flat earther. I'm not religious, so can't
Yeah,
equate
you
that
are.
to me.
You believe the earth is flat.
No, I don't.
What shape is the earth then?
As a matter of fact, we say here we can prove that the earth is not flat.
What shape is the earth then?
It's not flat.
That's not what I asked you.
How do you expect me to know the shape of the earth, Brenda?
I simply asked you, what is the shape of the earth?
I don't know. Do you think that's a fair question to ask me?
Yes, you're on a flat earth server, which talks about
No,
flat
no,
earth.
whoa,
And so
let me
it's
stop you
reasonable to
there.
think that you're a flat
Let-
earther.
Let me stop you there. This is not a flat earth server, Brenda.
Yeah, it is. This is all you talk
No,
about.
that's
Flat
not.
earth.
No.
I'm not sure
Flat
we should be
earth.
talking to Brenda, to be fair.
Not like
Well,
this, yeah, definitely.
After hearing what she's done to other channels, it's
Yeah. Yeah, Jose, did
what
you
would
hear
that
what
be?
Jose was saying? He said that he doesn't allow you on there because you've tried to shut his YouTube channel down. Is that correct,
Huh?
Brenda?
I reported his YouTube channel for breaking the terms of service. Yes,
What was that?
that was years ago.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
Not years ago, no.
Yes, it was.
I remember when you did that.
Yes, that was years ago.
Now, why would you do a thing like that, Brenda?
Because he broke terms of service.
Like, I'm no fan of Jose, you know, but I think that was a dirty, rotten thing, what you did.
If somebody breaks terms of service, don't you think they should be reported?
What exactly did he break that was so bad in your eyes?
Now, I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to talk about it, other than that's what happened. I reported Arwen earlier today.
Oh, come on.
I hope his channel
Brenda.
gets removed.
What are
Arwen-
you
You're just a
like?
nasty,
Why would
angry.
Why would you
you're
do
just-
that?
She's
Because
because Brenda is nasty and angry at the
He's gonna
world.
No, that's not why.
You just
Why
just
do you
leave
think-
them alone. If you don't like the channel,
Why-
don't
no.
go there and don't watch it.
Why would you imagine that I might report Arwen? Take a guess.
Well, Brenda, before you come on here and started speaking, you was in chat.
Could you answer?
this-
Could you answer
this
the
channel
channel?
is toxic.
Could you answer the question?
Oh, Brenda, please listen. Right,
No,
before
I
you
asked a
came in
question.
here,
I will
you
not
were on-
respond until you
Brenda.
answer the question.
Brenda, you were in chat before you came on
I
here
will
saying
not
this channel was
I
toxic,
will not
and you wouldn't
respond.
come in
It
here.
is.
But now you've come in here. So what's changed your mind? Is this channel still toxic, or is it less toxic?
Yeah, we'll have less of that.
Yeah.
Good move. You're not going to come here and disrupt our channel. It's not going to happen. Come in with content, not like that.
Yeah, excuse me, gentlemen. Can I just say hello? And can we just remove Ellen of Cyrene? People like that don't need to be a part of this channel.
Well, it is Model Affliction Monday. I mean, I don't know if
Yeah,
there's
there's
anybody
a
any
difference
more
between
Model Afflicted.
Yeah.
Good.
That Model
I
Afflicted
get it,
wants
but-
to just delete everyone. Well, that's what
Yeah,
people are
that's
like
just a horrible
nowadays.
individual.
She just admitted reporting another channel.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, but wouldn't explain what the channel did to break the terms of service.
Yeah, just wanted us to tell what we thought she would report it for. Very strange. Anyway.
Good afternoon, by the way.
Good afternoon.
Right, now did that do anything? No. Did it do it in the Discord?
Their bot is not working in the
Oh,
YouTube.
no, it's not working anywhere. It's working here. It's working on me bot thing. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to have to work that out. I don't know what's going on there. It was working good until my lad came over.
Helped you out, did he?
Well, it was going all right, but it works on. I can get it to do all sorts of stuff when I type in the Discord. I can get it to say all sorts of silly things, but it doesn't go onto the YouTube chat and it doesn't go anywhere else. So, yeah, I'll get it. If anybody knows how to work any of this stuff around here, I've only got Rakia to help me.
Well, work for DP.
Yeah.
1-800 Rakia tech support. Please have your hammer ready. Beep.
So what's going on with Brenda then? Like I was out. I was trying to sort something out on my bot.
I just got here.
Yeah. Well, Rob's not keen on having Brenda in here, but I mean, like I say, it is Model Afflicting Monday. And this is where we get to find out what Model Afflict. Well, maybe
That's something else. That's not a very good example, to be fair.
Well, yeah.
What?
I don't want to be portraying the model badly, but I think that's the sort of stuff that we're gonna have to get used to, right?
No, personal attacks. Leave that stuff at the door. Don't bring it here.
Give her another chance. Unmute her, but no ad homs, Brenda.
Last chance. I'm not unmuting. I wasn't the one that muted it.
Do you want me to answer the question or not?
I don't know what was the question. If the question was about you reporting people, don't bother about it. Move on.
The question was about my reporting Arwen.
Yeah, well, don't bother.
For making terrorist death threats.
Okay, forget about that. Drop that. Gone.
Yeah, this is not Arwen's channel. We're not here to discuss Arwen. We're here to discuss your model affliction. Thank you, Brenda.
What is model affliction? That's a nonsense phrase.
Well, you're afflicted by a model.
What does that mean?
It's called the heliocentric model that you follow, right?
What does that mean?
It dictates to you, Brenda. It dictates to you things that you must
people
say.
say things that contradict themselves.
Let me show you an example, Brenda. You want to do a little thought experiment? 30 seconds. I'll show you how afflicted you are. Ready?
I'm listening.
There you go.
We got a table. We level it with a spirit level. Can we level the table?
Sure.
Okay, we agree on that. We put a glass of water on the table. Is that water level?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
What do you mean for the most part?
As far as we can tell, it's level.
Okay.
Just like the table. I mean, the wood. I mean, who knows?
It's level according to the spirit level, right? I mean, we're not going microscopic here. It's level, right?
If we're not going microscopic, yes, it's level.
We establish level like every builder in the world does. Okay, fine. So now we move over, we agreed the glass of water. Now we move over to a bathtub. We fill it up with water. Next, we play, well, it's close by there. We look at it. Is it level as well?
Yeah, most likely, as far as I know.
Okay. Couple of more steps. Now we go outside in the backyard in the swimming pool. The swimming pool is full up to the top. Is that level?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe?
Yeah, I don't know how much of a curve there might be on a swimming pool. It would probably not be measurable.
Okay, so you've already started with the model affliction because nobody said anything about curving.
Yeah, there it is. Thank you, Rob. I just proved it to you in just
What
under
did you
30
prove?
seconds.
What did you
Your
prove?
model affliction placed a curve on the swimming pool, which you agreed is level.
Why do you think what is model affliction? You haven't defined that for me.
It's
I
when
don't know
You
what
just went.
I don't know what it means. I don't know what that even means.
it means that when you go to answer a question, you will refer to the model first and answer what the model tells you should be the correct answer to that question. That's what model affliction is. It's when the model is referred to as the end-all be-all, as the answer to questions you're asked. If
Oh,
the
that's
model
not
comes
true.
before
That's-
reality in your answer, then you're model afflicted.
Yeah, that's false. That's a misrepresentation of how models work.
So
Well,
you're saying
you
that's
agreed.
not model affliction then? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that your definition of models and how they function
You asked
is a
about model
misrepresentation.
affliction.
So you didn't
All
let
right.
us finish.
All right, Brenda. What is your definition of level?
It is an equipotential to the direction of gravity.
So always down.
It's
All
level.
right, you don't even know what gravity is, though, Brenda.
Yeah, level is conforming to the curvature of the Earth. That's what level is.
And that's model affliction because you just used
No,
the
that's
model
not.
to answer the question.
Yeah.
That's not a model. That's not a model.
That's the
It's not a
globe model. That's the heliocentric model you just placed as the answer
No,
to the
I
question
gave
of
you-
what a level is. Yes, that's
No, it
model
isn't.
affliction.
I gave you the definition of level.
Okay,
As
Brenda,
I
where
gave
did
you
you
the
get that definition from? Brenda,
Um,
where did you get that definition from?
from McToon.net has a list of resources, right, about the question of level, and he quotes a 19th century surveying document that defines, for the purposes of surveying, level as conforming to the curvature of the Earth.
So you
Isn't that a model?
Isn't that from another model afflicted person?
It's not a model. That's not a model. It's a definition.
Yeah, the heliocentric model is a model,
No,
and definition
a
based on the model is
No.
a model afflicted definition. Yeah. When you're
a
using
definition-
the model as the base of your answer or definition, that is
A
by
definition is
definition
not a
begging
model.
the question, because you are placing the model in first as the foundation to the answer that you give. That's model affliction. The model comes
No.
first. Reality is not even referred to. It's just a model. That's all it is.
So all of that is wrong. It is not begging the question. You don't know what begging the question means.
No, I don't
And
know.
secondly,
anything.
it is
You know
excuse
everything,
me,
right?
excuse me. It is also not.
Excuse you for telling me what I know and don't know and don't
No, I
understand.
was talking
Thank you very
and you
much.
were interrupting.
Yeah, you
I
were
was
giving me
talking
an
and you were
ad hom, and I'm
interrupting me.
interrupting you for being a bitch.
I didn't ad hom you. I didn't ad hom you at all.
Yes.
I was explaining to you that definitions are
You were
not
explaining
models.
to me that I don't understand what begging the question is.
I
Can you
never
please
said those
explain
words.
to me what begging the question is? Yes, you did.
I never said those
Explain
words.
to me
So
what begging the question is, please. I don't care about what else you have to say right now.
begging the question is when your conclusion is in one of your premises.
And your premise is the globe model. It's in both your premise and your conclusion. That's model affliction, exactly
The
like I
globe
told
model
you.
is not a premise. It's not a premise.
Yeah, you have no proof of it. There is no. You're just placing it
No, it's not a
arbitrarily as the answer to the question of what level is.
No, that's, again, begging the question is when the conclusion is in one of your premises.
And your conclusion is based on the premise that it's a globe. That's the whole
No.
point.
That's false. My conclusion is not based on my belief in the globe.
No, it's based on the definition that somebody else has
No.
wrote down on their belief in the globe. Yeah,
My
yeah.
belief-
The globe is in the definition you gave, Brenda.
So my belief in the globe is based on the facts, not on the.
Do you have any proof for so-called facts or just words?
Facts are observations that you make, or
Like the
experiments.
fact that the water level is horizontal?
That's a conclusion. That's not a fact.
Oh, okay. So how do you measure the drop of the water level from the horizontal plane?
You would get a total station of a thermodolite, whatever those things are called.
Thermodolite?
I don't know what it's called. What is it called?
A thermodolite.
Thingamadoodle.
A thingamabob.
Yeah.
Yes.
One of
But
those
you're going to
things.
tell us how to use it, yeah? Yeah.
Yeah. That's how you know it.
and you
Yeah.
use it.
Just go and get one of those thermodal doodles.
Thermodal doodles. Yes, thermodal doodles. And you use it to measure spherical excess.
Spherical excess? You just said it.
Wow, Brenda.
You just make up a word right there.
Just the excess bit. None of the actual angles. Just the excess bit.
Yeah. The leftovers.
Yeah, 'cause it wouldn't be a
Pure
straight
model
line, would it?
affliction.
Definitely isn't a straight line between you and it. Whatever you're looking at.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to leave. I don't appreciate you telling me that I don't understand what begging the question is. That's out of line there.
Well, you obviously didn't.
I'm gonna go now.
Correcting-
and I'll
Correcting
talk to you all
somebody
later.
on a
Good for
mistake
you,
they made
Kawasaki.
is not an ad hom, right? If you make a incorrect, if you add two numbers and you do that incorrectly, and I correct you, that's not an ad hom. Even if you feel really bad about it, even if you go and cry on your pillow, it's still not an ad hom.
Who are you talking to, Brenda? The only person that was willing to talk to you. You ran off with your narcissist.
What does rakia mean?
It was a simple question. Who are you talking to? He left.
The audience here, everybody here.
There is no audience. No one wants to hear
Yeah,
you.
there
That
is.
guy was
There
having
is
a
people
discussion
here.
with you. You
Yes,
just
and he.
You just talked to him like he was going to cry on this pillow because that's what you want people to do.
Yeah. Because I corrected him. Him. He made a
Yeah,
mistake.
you're the best. You're the
And
best,
then he
Brenda.
cried in his pillow because
Right.
he got corrected.
No, he
Is that
left.
what you got from that? That's what you got from
Try
that, is it?
harder.
It's narcissism.
So what else are you afflicted with, Brenda?
There's no such thing as model affliction. That's just something you made up. What is a scientific model, SE? Or anybody else?
A scientific model.
Now you're getting into science, Brenda?
We had Stingray in. He's a model dude, right? Now, you make your models from measurements, right? Those measurements are distances, straight line distances. Can you science that? Brenda, what do you reckon? Like those models, those scale models, is that science? Do science people make models?
What a scientific model was. I asked what a scientific
Yeah.
model is.
Yeah. Well, like, yeah. With
Yeah, do you think we care about a scientific model?
with measurements, right? Is that the model you're talking about?
Not necessarily, no.
Oh, with no measurements.
Does a scientific model contain measurements?
I don't know. A model
You
does
don't
for
know?
me, yeah. But I mean, like,
Well,
for you, does it not
maybe-
have measurements?
Maybe we could ask somebody that does know.
Okay.
Is somebody here does somebody here know what a scientific model is?
Right. Well, I'm talking
Alright,
about
how
the model
this?
with
How about-
measurements.
hang on, Bev. No, please, Brenda, could you please enlighten me as to what a scientific model is? Because I'm unaware.
It's just a way to explain facts and experiments in a way that
explanation.
makes it easier to understand. In a way that makes it easier to understand.
An explanation is a model.
Yeah.
Scientific model. Yeah, are you saying a scientific model is an explanation, Brenda?
You can't be, can you?
Did I
Nobody.
cut off there?
Nobody would ever say that, would they?
No one would ever say what?
That like an explanation is a scientific model.
Models represent, right, the theories and facts of science.
The thoughts,
They're
like
representative.
the theories, are just like a thought. So the model
No,
is there
that's
to.
not what
Well,
No.
give us an example
So-
of a theory then. Go on.
So maybe somebody who actually knows something about science could answer this question?
Oh, I'm asking you, Brenda. Can you give us an idea of a theory that you could make a model around with an explanation, just to give us a brief outline of this scientific model that you're talking about?
General relativity is a model of gravity.
Go on, explain
You're
that.
kidding, right?
Spencer.
No, I'm not. General relativity is a model, a scientific model
Mhm.
of how we believe at this time gravity
Give
works.
us your best explanation of it then. Give us your scientific model then.
What?
Well, you said
Of
it's an
what? Of
explanation.
gravity?
Well,
Oh, of
no,
gravity?
of your what you've just explained there.
Yeah, I told you we're talking about scientific models.
Yeah, was that
And I
it?
just
That
told
can't have
you-
just been it. That thing that you just said. That wasn't the entire scientific model for the theory of relativity, was it?
In short terms, the theory of general relativity states that gravity can be thought of as like a rubber sheet that becomes distorted in the presence of mass.
No sheet.
How does it differ from just a regular old plain old model?
It's a thought model,
you-
right?
Yes, it's mathematical.
Okay.
Yes, it's mathematics.
No. That's not what a thought model is. Surely.
General relativity. General relativity is a model of how, at this time, the best evidence that it seeks to explain or understand
What best
how
evidence?
gravity functions. It's our best. It is the best theory that science has come up with for gravity at this time.
Not a
The
theory,
thought,
Brenda.
the thought process.
And best is relative, ironically, to the individual. Some people would say it's the worst theory that has been discovered or come up with.
It's
to
not a
this day.
theory, guys. Please. It's not
Yeah.
a theory. It's
General
at best a
relativity.
hypothesis. Brenda, do you mean a hypothesis?
No, general relativity is a theory.
No, it is not a theory.
That's wrong.
Yeah, I could see it being a theory. Like, it's like an idea. It's not
No, it's
a
a
law.
it's not-
The scientific term for theory is different. Because she said
Oh,
scientific.
okay. Yeah, I'm not.
Yes,
I don't.
yes,
I don't
I'm
know.
not
Oh,
talking-
wow.
I'm not talking
I mean,
about-
who
She
knows?
wants to go into fantasy land.
What science,
so, yeah.
though? Is this globe science or, like, other
No,
science?
just regular.
Just regular science.
Is it
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
power
that's right.
contradictory science?
Not meta.
Yeah,
Consistent.
Not
general
meta science.
relativity- General relativity is a theoretical model that attempts to explain the phenomenon of gravity.
No, I'm not going to let you get away with that. You said science. It's not a theory. It hasn't been tested. No, according to your bullshit, you have a whole line of stuff you got to do there. Not done. It's not a theory.
It's model affliction Monday.
It's model affliction.
Yeah,
General
model affliction
relativity
Monday.
has been tested. General relativity has been tested.
Yeah, it's like it's part of imaginometry, isn't it? Like it's been tested in your mind, in the mind model that you've made.
It's been tested in reality.
Citation app. Where has it been tested? Can we have a citation for one of these tests, please?
It's been tested in the mind. It's a mind model. It doesn't exist anywhere else. It's a scientific
Is it
model.
a geometric theory? I'm reading here that it's a geometric theory. That's news. When did this happen?
Well, that's rhyming, isn't it? You know, when they all got together. Yeah.
They just put that in there yesterday?
Yeah. Time, fourth dimension, perpendicular to the other three. Boom. There you go, geometric.
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, that wasn't a joke? You're being serious?
Oh, yeah, that was deadly serious.
Oh, how does, perpendicular is making a 90-degree angle, right?
Yep. That's why the
time is able to do that because it
to all the other three. All the other three.
To all of them.
Yeah. Hey, do you not know about Minowski space?
Bro, no, I thought
Tell him, Brenda. Tell him.
I thought it was just like
he knows nothing.
Bro, they say it's perpendicular. They're retarded. Come on.
Yeah.
They're pushing the envelope.
Yeah, what they do is this is a really neat trick in relativity, right? They take the three that we're used to, 3D space, and they represent that as a line, and then perpendicular to it, like, so you've got your X and your Y now. You've got time. So yeah. So that's how
they turn 3 dimensions
into one.
To make
one line.
2.
Yeah, then that's like just go 4. Perpendicular to that and another line and go boom, time. There you go.
Yeah, it's simple.
Yeah.
It's easy. You got
Simple.
it.
See, I'm not joking. I'm not fucking joking.
This is like a comic book, and you're going, yeah. You're going, yeah. Yeah, just color it in and put your name on it and send it to press.
It has been this message has been approved by Brenda.
Yeah, Minowski space. Look into it.
Yeah,
Look into it.
Absolutely.
I thought they just do the T at the bottom of 3D space. I didn't know they perpendicular it to all of them impossibly.
Yeah.
Where have you been?
Bro, Einstein, man, he must have been high as a mother.
No, it's everybody else going, hey, he's clever, isn't he? And they're going like, what?
Oh, they fed
about?
Him. They fed his ego to the point that he just like Homer Simpson the car, right?
Yeah.
This is hilarious. This is hilarious listening to stupid, ignorant people laugh about something they know nothing about.
He doesn't know anything about it, bro.
Well, we tried to get you to tell us something. No, hang on, guys. We tried to get her to tell us something about it, but she refuses to give us any straight answers.
I did give you a straight answer.
You've learned more from me, haven't you? Joking about it as though it's like a comedy routine, but I was saying more than Brenda's ever said.
It's really just simple.
You know, if we were to make a movie and come up with like a more ridiculous story of what your model is, I don't think we'd be able to do it.
Yeah, that's why all the movies are based on this model,
you'd be able
right?
to make a movie.
Yeah, Gravity. That's a great movie based on all of this.
I don't think you'd be able to make a movie. Who's
like,
the
how
person
much?
that makes a movie?
Hold on,
what's his name? JM Truth. Yeah, he can barely.
You know that
he can barely run a camera.
You're aware perpendicular is like an orientation, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and you're aware that time doesn't have an orientation, right?
Oh, you can just give it one.
Can you? Yeah. Perpendicular to the other three. Boom. Just give it one.
Anyone I want?
Example
Can I give
of
it anyone I
affliction,
want?
Brenda. You just did it right there.
Yeah, no,
just give it one. Yeah, I don't have a car, but just give it one.
No. You've got to realise, right? The moment you add that other dimension in, right, you are then entering imaginometry. There's no other way out around it. So anything goes because you're in the mind. Then, like, so that extra dimension, you can do whatever you want with it.
Yeah, stupid, ignorant people can sneer and laugh all they like. Nobody cares.
I'm not laughing. I'm just telling this truth, right?
You're sneering.
I'm
You're
laughing.
sneering.
No, she's talking about me. Okay. No, he's right. I'm sneering and laughing. Absolutely. Bet isn't. He's actually being like serious about this stuff. But at what point at what point, Brenda, is what somebody says like ridiculous, right? Is there any point will you ever be like, well, okay, no, that's you're pushing it a little bit. Antimatter, now that's pushing it. You know, reel it back a little, or is it's a free for all? Whatever you can think of.
What matters is logical consistency.
Absolutely.
What?
Okay.
Paraconsistent.
That isn't.
No, I said what matters is logical consistency.
Yeah, could it be paraconsistent?
Yeah, because you just said that you can orient time in any manner, right? There doesn't need to be any consistency to time's orientation. Like, so now it's
a separate dimension. It's a separate dimension.
Yeah, but that's not consistent.
Sure it is.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
consistent would be one orientation, right? Inconsistent would be any orientation.
You just represent it, you know.
Wait, you're representing inconsistency by saying it can have any orientation.
It's not inconsistent. It isn't inconsistent. So the way people typically will represent like space-time is they put spatial coordinates on one axis and time on another axis.
Yeah. 3D space in one, and
what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
What's wrong with that?
What's the contradiction? Where's the contradiction?
Reality. There's no reality in what you just said.
Where's the contradiction?
Well, the problem
contradiction is time is a concept. Now, you took reality, right? X, Y, Z, which we can show everyday world, Euclidean 3D space, and you added a concept to it.
And an orientation, which is outlandish.
It's just given an axis.
Let me
you
find
just put
it.
it on an axis. Can you put
just put it there? Just put it there.
Can you put temperature on an axis?
Can you put stupidity on an axis?
On yours, it would be at the top.
Yeah.
Yes,
well, then you can
at the top.
Just because you can put anything on a chart doesn't make it real and part of 3D space. Come on.
I never said this is what makes
you
it
must
real.
be the star of your class. You must be the star of your class. I wish I could hear some of these conversations.
I never said that representing something in a graph makes it real.
You made it when it's not even an it, right? So, well, we won't even get there. You made it perpendicular. So.
Yes. You put the
and then you just said
on one axis and you put time on another axis. Where is the contradiction?
Because if I put spatial X on one axis and stupidity on another, stupidity is not perpendicular to the x-axis. That's just some stupid idiot drawing on paper.
You're simply representing things on a graph.
There's only three axes. There's only three axes in 3D space: X, Y, Z.
Could I put the U.S. population on an axis in a graph?
You would have to use either the X, the Y, or the Z axis. But you could use one of those three. Yeah. You couldn't invent a fourth. You couldn't invent a fourth. You couldn't invent a fourth. You know, yet in the next statement, you're going to invent a fourth.
Why not?
Why not? Why
not? We have a car, right, Brenda? It's a car in 3D space, right? Well, this is what you're saying. You can draw wings on it and call it a plane. Why not?
Wow, this
there are automobiles with
how about a shoe? Hey, Brenda, how about a shoe?
What about a shoe?
I'm just going to play this clip for everyone. So I've just put it in the live chat. So if you want to hear it.
So calm this one down here.
Yeah, it's only
Play
30 odd
something with
seconds.
some intelligence.
Just play this.
And there were the mathematicians, Euclid of Alexandria. His concept of space, in fact of three-dimensional space, has survived 2200 years until a former patent clerk of the name Albert Einstein discovered that in fact space is not three-dimensional. There is a fourth dimension, time, multiplied with a constant, the speed of light, which is perpendicular to the three dimensions. He later...
Perpendicular to the other three.
Yep.
A patent clerk discovered that there wasn't just three dimensions. There's another one. Perpendicular.
Unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
And people like Brenda believe this.
Yeah, your incredulity is not an argument. Do you have an argument?
What argument, Brenda? You just took time out of thin air. What argument are you talking about here?
Well, if
there is no argument.
No, the way that you refute an idea, right, is by showing how it's wrong in some way.
You can't just add another dimension to the three dimensions we live in and go,
why not?
Way up. Why not?
What do you mean, why not?
Yeah, why not?
Why
okay,
not?
I'm going to add a fifth one. I'm going to add a fifth one. Is that okay with you, Brenda?
No, keep going. Keep going. Why not? Keep going. Let's get 8 of them.
Yeah. Is that okay,
Why
Brenda?
not?
Where can we stop?
As many as you like.
I want to add the La La Land dimension. When you go there, you see zebras and they give you food. Can we do that? Is that okay with you? The ninth dimension. I mean, come on. Even you, Brenda.
Even you. Rules.
You can add that La dimension if you want. Okay. So do you have anything interesting to say about it?
Yeah, all kinds of crazy things happen in there. You can be anything you want. If you're 5'2", you press a button and you become 6'5", muscular, blonde hair. A man could become a woman could become a man. You could become a zebra for the day. No problem. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, flat earthers could be intelligent. Yeah, all of that stuff could be in there. Yeah, sure.
Which is
like I always wondered what it was like to be an eagle, you know? So I go there and I turn into an eagle.
Put all that stuff in there, sure. So now what?
It's fantasy, Brenda. That's what. An idiot called Einstein, an idiot, the dumbest man in the world, called Einstein, came up with a fantasy, and he sold it to the world.
How do you know that?
Because here you are, spouting it, believing in it.
How does my repeating Einstein's general theory of relativity mean that it's a fantasy?
Did you repeat Einstein's theory of relativity, or did you
I'd like to hear that.
Claim the model? Model a bit earlier on.
I just talked about it. Talked about it. Yes, of course.
Okay.
I just talked about it because you asked for an example. So I talked of a scientific model.
So you thought when we were talking about it,
is a scientific
that was an attack on you, was it?
You asked me for a model of a scientific model, and that's
you
the
give
one
us a
I
mind
gave you.
model, yeah.
It could be a different. It could be.
And
a different
SE just said that's a bit silly, isn't it? And you got really defensive.
The kinetic theory of gases.
Don't attack my model. My mind model as well. You have at least you admit this one's in your mind.
Making a model doesn't make a reality, right? Like
I never claimed. I never claimed that.
Oh, but you kind of did when you're saying that, like, there's this fourth dimension, right? Like, you shouldn't say there is this fourth dimension because that would claim that this thing is real.
Oh, I think it's real. I think it represents a model. A model represents the current level of science. So it represents our best theories about how the world works. Right?
Well, one person's theory, right? They go with the one guy's best theory.
No, it's not one guy.
Well,
It's
Einstein is
standard
one guy,
science.
right? Well,
It's
right now
standard
we're using
science.
Einstein's, and right now we're using Einstein's, right?
Yeah, this is standard
Yeah. So
science
then what
for
that
over
one?
100 years.
So standard science
not
is to
one
find the
person, though.
hold on. Standard science is to find the one guy like Einstein who has an idea that everybody thinks is good, and then just say that that thing is real until we find someone else, and then repeat the
That's not how
process.
science works. That's not how science works.
Okay. Oh, okay. That sounded like that's
Do you
what it
think?
is.
Do you think that that's how science works? Is that
I don't
people
think you
just come
even.
up with ideas
I don't think you
and
even
nod
know
their
what
heads?
science is. I don't even think you know what science is. I think it's just a
Do you
word.
think that that's how science works? That somebody
I don't
just
think
comes
you
up with
even.
an idea. Is that
I
how
don't even
science
think.
works?
Brenda,
I don't
you
even
said
think you know what
standard science, didn't you? So what is standard science?
What is taught in the textbooks?
Well, there's a lot of textbooks in many different parts of the world that teach many different things. So you might need to be a little bit more. It would be like saying which holy book is, or which religion is right, and you'd go the one with the holy book, and you're like, they all have a holy book.
Religion. Science is not a religion.
Right, because you've got chemistry, biology, physics. You've got so many different science books. So
Yeah.
what is standard science?
Do you agree with? Do you agree that science is a religion? Is that what you think?
I agree. You just asked me a question to answer my question. So can you answer my question, please?
What was your question?
What is standard science?
The science that is taught in textbooks.
Which textbooks?
Science textbooks.
It's going to go round and round in circles.
Wow.
Why is that hard?
Do you think?
University.
Do you think there should be within science, Brenda? Do you think there should be such things as acceptable paradoxes within science, modern science?
I think there probably are. I don't know of any, but perhaps there are.
Probably.
I have a telephone call. I have a phone call.
Okay. You go on. It's fine. Thanks for letting us know.
I've never seen a phone a friend work that way. Stop! Pick it up and stop talking.
Well, I have to go into that acceptable paradoxes because I don't think there should be within science. I think science should definitely not allow an acceptable paradox.
Well, that would be philosophical, and then it's not science anymore. It gets into the... You're right. If you have some kind of paradox, that means you haven't reached a conclusion. Oh yeah, this is a great time to come back. Yeah,
you've got confliction, right? You've got a conflicting thought, right? Or you've got a conflicting answer, whatever. Within the process, it tells you there's something's gone wrong within the process.
I've asked you for the conflict, and you haven't succeeded. You haven't told me what it is.
Yeah, there is definitely a horizontal paradox that we've just uncovered. Only exists for people with a model.
That is. Well, are we still talking?
Can I give an answer? Hey, wait, no, Brenda, can I give you an answer?
Could you just wait until I finish my sentences, please? Could you just wait until I finish a sentence? Could you learn some fucking manners?
Wow, that's all right.
Well,
that was a bit uncalled for.
Really irritating.
Rob, can you let Brenda, please? I mean, it's obviously
Bev,
heated. Getting.
Well,
Go on.
Bev,
Sorry.
Sorry. Bev, don't
you
you think it's rude to interrupt people?
I think Rob, whatever he did to make you just do that was very rude of him. Yes.
Yes,
Rob,
he interrupted.
don't do that again, please, at all.
And demanding
especially if Brenda's trying to talk. Don't.
Okay, let's move on. Go ahead, Brenda. Finish your statement.
Are we still talking about general relativity and basically scientific models? Because that was just the example, right, to the question you were asking about what is a scientific model.
Yeah, and you said a thought link.
Relativity
Just something in the mind. Yeah, I got the idea of it. And general relativity was the best example of something that has to be kept within your mind.
I don't know. I got a pretty good one. You might maybe one day I'll tell you what I think, and then you'll get rid of general relativity in your mind, and you'll take up what I said and put that in your mind in its place.
Oh,
Why would I?
I got one. Can I speak now, please, Brenda? I'm not cutting you off, so can I say something about science? If it disagrees with experiment, it's wrong.
Very good. I agree with you.
wow.
So which part of your model that you profess to believe in agrees with experiment?
General relativity has been shown to agree with our observations.
It's gone to the mind model.
Not an experiment. Observation.
Whose observations?
Good swap there. That was a good one.
Right, Brenda? No experiment, just an observation, correct?
And also experiments, yes.
But not in the case of relativity, what you said. It's just an
why
observation.
is that? FE, sorry to cut you off, but where is the experiment? Show us the experiment.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got it, Ellen. Don't worry. So the transport of Uranus, right? It was weird, and Einstein had this theory that to explain it, and then the next time they saw it, it did like his theory said so.
So Brenda, which part of the your theory of relativity was experimented on?
So far, the theory of general relativity has survived all tests, observations, and experiments.
Name one, please.
Wait. Does
Just
it
one.
just?
Yeah, no, we gotta
wait,
get her on one.
Yeah, no. Wait a
experiment.
minute though. Does this relativity, because it's a theory in the mind, does it ever come out of the mind? Or do all of these experiments and observations happen within the mind? Or is there anything we can realise out of any of this, Brenda? Can you give us anything?
What the model makes predictions, and based on those predictions, you perform tests or experiments, or you make observations, right?
Like what?
That's how it works.
Like
That's
what?
how it works. Gravitational.
Wouldn't a person make the prediction, right? Like, 'cause the model's an inanimate object, right? So a person would have. Okay, so a person. So a person makes a prediction.
Yeah. Were you actually confused about that? Were you confused?
No, I mean,
about that?
okay.
Did
So
you actually think? Did you actually think that the model actually gets up and speaks?
That's what you were
Is that what
saying.
you thought?
You said the model, like we said at the beginning, your model dictates stuff to you. So
Chris,
in
now
a
we're
way,
finding
it
out-
does take control of your mind, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Makes you say things.
Is that what you think?
Real
Is that
well.
what you think when people
Well,
say the words?
I think that's what
my
you think.
theory makes the prediction. Do you think that the theory is actually speaking to you? Is that what you think?
No, what I think you think that there's this model, right, which is like some kind of non-human thing, right? And that it's that non-human cut off from humans' lies or manipulation or error margin, right? Because it's not a human, it's this non-human thing, this model, right? But it's not, because just like you said, it's the predictions which are coming from a person. So at the end of the day, your quote model really isn't a model. It's the idea or predictions of some person.
And so I would imagine that you think this is how intelligent people talk. This is the only theory I have right now, is that you have this idea that this kind of childish pedantry is how intelligent people talk. That's what you think.
Brenda,
hold on. Let me just respond. I would say I think an intelligent person would have responded to what I said, not went on a tirade about me.
I did respond to it.
No, you didn't. You didn't address anything
childish.
I said.
I called it
That's
childish.
not responding. No, you called me childish. You didn't.
The idea that you think that this is how intelligent people think.
No, I'm talking about the model.
Ridiculous.
It's a person. A person made the prediction. So address that, right?
Right. The model.
Okay,
makes
so
the prediction.
No,
yeah, can I say something now?
Or was it with the person? So is it the person or a model making the prediction? Sorry,
the
let me
model
just
makes a prediction. Sure, of course it does.
Okay, so it's not people, it's the model. Gotcha.
So it's the
Oh,
model.
No, of course Of course, people are make predictions. Of course they do.
But the model speaks to the people, tells the people what to say.
Is that what you think? Is that what you think too, Bev? Do you think
We're just trying to do this active listening. We've been doing it for a while. So who exactly is it that does
you're
it?
not active?
Go on.
You're not active listening. You're not.
It's like belt and the belt loops, right? Like we don't know who is doing the prediction. Is it the belt, the model, or is it the loops, the people?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know which
you
one it
not
is.
being able to understand what I'm talking about is the problem.
Yeah, well, try again then, Brenda. Go on. Give us a...
Brenda, you've done a
Who
good job of
is
actually
it?
deflecting from the question. Because the question was asked, God knows how long ago, and you've gone, you think, he thinks, she thinks, or whatever,
Yes,
whoever else thinks.
because
But
I
you have
wanted
never
to-
ever answered the question. You've deflected from it all the time, and now
No,
we've
I
got
wasn't
to the stage here.
I wasn't deflecting. I was
Oh,
underlining.
you've deflected all the time. You've never
I was
answered the
underlining.
questions in here.
I was underlining how stupid and ignorant you are.
Well, thank you for doing that. I really appreciate that.
Good.
Well, yeah. Did your model predict that, Brenda?
When when I say something like the model makes a prediction, right, of gravitational lensing, and your response, the response of this room, has been to think that the model actually speaks to me.
Like the 8-ball thing.
I'm saying,
You go,
I'm saying,
make a prediction.
I'm saying,
Gravitational
yeah, I'm
lensing,
saying-
please. Oh, great model.
yeah, I'm
Brenda,
saying
don't be
that's
ridiculous.
a
We don't
stupid
actually say
person's-
no, Brenda.
That's a
Yeah,
stupid
Brenda, we
person's
don't
idea of how
actually
intelligent people talk.
A
Brenda,
model is a stupid
don't
person's
actually
idea.
think
So how many
that
people in
the
here
model talks
actually believe,
retard.
Brenda, in your words, how many people do you think believe in here that the model actually says something?
You think that I think that because you've said it, the people here have said that.
I said that.
No, I asked you how many people in here. I didn't
don't
say
think
one
any of you
here
do.
do that.
I don't think any of you do. I don't think any of you do. I
Well,
think
you
you
think
think
I
I
do
do
that.
though.
Ooh,
Yeah, but
Yeah,
you think I do, don't you?
I do.
How do you
think
know what I
think that.
think?
Because that is what Right the Hand said. And
Yeah,
it seems
he's
as though
not
everybody
me.
agrees. And it seems as though everybody agrees.
Everybody
How do I know
always
what everybody
agrees.
agrees with. Brenda,
So,
how do you know what
Kawasaki.
everybody agrees with?
So Ninja.
Model prediction.
Ninja. Okay, we'll
Yeah.
settle this with you, Ninja. Ninja, when
Ooh,
I
yep.
say the
Settle
model
it.
general relativity makes a prediction, do you think that I think that the
That
model
you
is
think.
speaking to me?
How do I know what you think? I'm not inside your brain.
But do you think that that's
Scary
plausible?
place. Don't go there.
Do you think
Don't
that's
even
plausible?
go there. Fucking hell.
Do you
Do
think
I
it's
think-
plausible? Do you think that would be a good question to ask?
Sorry, state the question again because two people were talking at the same time.
What-
Please state
well,
the question.
yeah, Bev has a real problem with impulse control. So I say, yeah, you do. So I say the general relativity model, the scientific model, makes a prediction, right? And the people here respond to that with laughter, thinking that I believe that the model is speaking to me. Do you agree with that, Ninja? Do you think I believe that?
But that's not what happened.
Have you given
Changed
any
a hell of a
information
lot.
to give an answer to that? Have you said the model speaks to you or does not speak to you? That's the only
said-
way I can answer you.
I didn't say the model speaks to me. I said the model makes a prediction.
Right, okay.
No,
yeah.
you make a prediction based on the model, Brenda.
Yeah, well,
You
yeah,
make
yeah.
a prediction based on the
I
model.
said-
No, but that's
I
what
said-
happens, Brenda. I don't care what
No,
you
but
said. That's what
I
happened.
said, you don't care what I said. You want to tell me what I said. I said,
No, I'm
general
going to tell you
relativity.
what happened. You make
I'll
the
tell you.
prediction based on the model. Correct?
Right, the model. Right, the
Oh,
model
thank
makes
you.
a prediction. The model makes
No,
a
the model
prediction.
does not make a prediction.
How
We
does
just
the model
finished
make a
the-
prediction? Who inputted the information into the model to get the prediction?
The model.
Oh,
The model
model.
did.
created by
Yeah,
people.
dude, it's the model. It's its own entity.
I don't
Biggie.
think that.
Yeah,
I
Big
don't think
E.
that.
Big E.
The problem is that
Oh,
you
Big
seem to think
E.
more trouble with impulse control.
I'm
So-
getting really tired of this.
Yeah, Big E.
It's making a point. It's making a point that you're not able
your
to
point?
argue in good. You're not able to argue in good faith.
The point is
We're
that
not trying to
you
argue.
don't believe the predictions made by the model.
Oh, I do believe the predictions made by the model.
No,
General
I'm
relativity-
telling everybody else they don't believe the predictions made by the model.
Oh,
It's like I
nobody
can
cares
imagine
what
you,
they-
Brenda. Like you're around your like your pot with all of your other mates with your stick, going putting all of your little concoctions into the model and going,
I have
"Hey,
newts. I have
oh
newts.
Biggie, give me a prediction."
I have Newt. We always include I have Newt.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, always.
So,
put in
okay,
I have
so
Newt. You need that.
The model makes the predictions, but the model's data is inputted by a person vis-a-vis the predictions are made by a person.
Yeah, the sad part, right at the hand, is that
sad
you think
part-
this is how intelligent people talk.
Okay, but didn't I get it? Isn't that what we got it, right?
No,
Yeah,
no,
Brenda's
we're not.
Brenda's putting the Eye of Newt in there, right? And Brenda's in the possession of the prediction once it comes out as well. Seems like it's all in Brenda's mind, to be honest with you, the model and everything.
No, the general theory of relativity is like in the textbooks.
Yeah, because somebody wrote it down, right? Like the Bible.
Santa Claus is in the textbooks as well.
No, it isn't.
Don't forget about the Tooth Fairy.
Yep.
Easter Bunny.
Can't forget the tooth. Yeah, Easter Bunny, eggs, egg searches and all.
I used to find them, bro. They were chocolate.
So the point is that.
The point is, we don't know that intelligent people, this is how they have conversation.
That's right.
Okay, so back to reality now, Brenda. I want to ask you a serious question, if I may. Can you name me one thing in the model that you question, even slightly?
Well, with general relativity, it breaks down at the.
Oh
quantum
no, not to get away from general relativity for a bit, right?
Well, he said the model, and that's
Yeah.
the model
I don't think he meant that model.
I didn't mean that particularly. Anything in the model, in what you believe in.
In the model.
The whole kit.
The model.
Right. You want me to break it down for you? The Earth is a sphere surrounded by water, the moon, the revolutions, the Big Bang, blah, dark matter, all that, the model, not necessarily relativity. Name me one thing that you question within that model.
Yeah, I don't know what
If you
happened.
question anything. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what happened before the Big Bang.
That's before the model.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what happened then.
Yeah, but I'm talking in the model, in the accepted model that you believe in. Do you have anything that you question in it?
Not that I'm aware of. Do you have something in mind?
No, that's you. So there's no wrong answer here, Brenda. I'm just asking you. So you believe in the whole model, everything from the Big Bang to quantum physics to everything from the Big Bang till now. You believe the accepted model. Nothing wrong with that. I'm just curious.
Yeah.
All the paradoxes,
You could disprove
everything.
it. You
The whole
could
lot.
disprove it tomorrow. You could disprove it tomorrow.
So that's
Wow.
a yes. You believe in the whole thing.
No, it's conditional though. It could be it could be wrong. Somebody could disprove it tomorrow.
How about you? Could you disprove any of it?
Well, I don't have the equipment to disprove the standard model.
Any part of it? Can you see yourself like testing, I don't know, maybe water or something that you can manipulate?
If somebody took me if I got a ride on SpaceX or any of those, and it took me up into very high, like 200 miles up, and I looked down, and the Earth was flat, then I would believe the Earth was flat, and that everything else I had thought before was wrong.
Yeah, but
The
that's
Earth's
not
not
what I'm
flat, though.
asking you.
Well, I thought that was what you were asking me.
No, something that you question. You just told me if they bring you up and you see something. I'm not asking you that. I'm asking you from what you know now. Do you question anything in the model?
As far as I'm aware, there is nothing that is a severe problem.
Okay, fair enough. I'm not judging. I just wanted to know. Fair enough. You believe in the whole model. Okay,
Well,
fair enough.
I believe in it, but I could be wrong tomorrow. You could show me I was wrong, but nobody has yet.
So somebody else has to show you. You don't think you have the capability. You don't think you have the intellect.
No, if you took me up in space and I looked down and it was flat, or if it was a dodecahedron, I would be wrong. So then I would have the ability to know it was wrong. I don't have the money to test physics. I don't have the money to test that.
So shape. You went directly to shape. See how your model afflicted? I told you anything.
How am I shape? How is
You
that?
went to
How
shape.
is that affliction? How is that affliction?
You can't think
Can I
of
just
anything.
add?
What was that? Whoever said it, go ahead, please. I thought I cut somebody off. I apologize if I did.
I thought I heard somebody too. But
So
it
that's
must not
it.
be important.
So you believe in the whole ball of wax?
Conditionally.
What's the condition?
On there not being a defeater. So if somebody could show me a defeater, that would convince me I was wrong.
Would a paradox do that
A
for you?
water
Or would
level.
you have acceptable paradoxes within the model?
I don't know.
If
Sorry
we were
about
to
that.
point
That
you
was
out a
messy.
paradox, would you think about it? Would you consider it or no?
See, a
Can I just-
paradox
can I
isn't.
just- Can I just ask you one thing? Sorry, I tried getting in a minute ago, I coughed. But so a minute ago, Brenda, you did say that if you were to go up really high and you look down and you saw it was flat, you'd be willing to just give everything up like that. That's what you said.
I think it would be
So,
obvious everything I thought
what
was
happens
wrong.
with
Yeah, I
what-
think that's.
Yeah, but everything, like all those things.
Well, a great deal. Well, maybe not everything. I would question a lot, right?
Well, fair enough. That's fine. Yeah, cheers, Brenda.
I mean, some things could still be true, like chemistry could be true, right? It could still be true that when you pour vinegar and baking soda, right, it bubbles. That would still be true.
Yeah, the real stuff. Of course. It's not. You see, the misconception you people have, and I don't want to put you like all together, but the ballers, they think that we're against science, that we don't believe in science or stuff like that.
Yeah, you
Not-
are. You're
it's not
science
that.
deniers.
You
You're
see,
science
there you go.
deniers.
You see,
But you are.
Stop it,
You want to do
Brenda.
the mantra? Go for it. I'll give you a minute. Go for it.
Yeah, you deny science. You deny the clear, undeniable results of experiment and observation. You deny those things.
Perfect. That's exactly what I told you were going to do. That's exactly what I told you guys do.
No, I'm
It's the
still waiting for the
pseudoscience
story.
that we don't believe in. Not the science.
Where's the experiment? It's been an hour.
For what?
Your scientific model needs an experiment, Brenda.
Which model? You want to go back to general relativity? Which model?
You guys see how this is going to go, right?
Yeah.
What for the globe?
obvious.
You want an experiment that shows us that about the globe, right? Is that what you want?
That model.
want
Yeah,
evidence.
go on, try it.
You want,
go on.
You want evidence. Evidence.
The,
right?
the
An
experiment
observation?
or whatever to support the scientific model. Do you have a scientific model
Sure.
of geometry?
Eratosthenes measured the circumference of the Earth.
Is that science?
Yes.
Okay. So which part of that was science?
The part where he measured the circumference of the Earth.
Okay. Isn't that mathematics, though?
So?
Is that science, then? I think I asked you that at the beginning.
Yeah, mathematics is the language of science, yes.
Mm-hmm. So geometry, is that scienceable as well?
Geometry is used a great deal in science.
Okay. So if you just
Right?
use geometry and obviously distances, is that science? I mean, it wasn't science when I was at school. That was like maths.
What wasn't science?
Just the
mumbling
maths
again.
bit, the geometry. Because like
Maths-
measuring a distance, that isn't science, is it?
But that would be something that somebody who was doing science would do.
Yeah,
if
and
it
then
was
measuring
required.
an angle.
Yeah, that would be something somebody making an observation would do.
Okay, so
wouldn't they?
science. So you could
Right.
you could say those
so-
that measurement of both an angle and a distance. You could say
Right,
that's
so
science. And then when you get the maths, is that also science? You know,
So science makes use of mathematics, measurements, and angles and geometry, right?
Okay, so if we're talking about surveyors in the real world, like, because there are they science? Are they doing science when they take measurements?
No, they're just doing surveying.
Okay, so that's not science then.
Well, I don't know. Is surveying kind of a science?
Don't know.
Geodetic surveying?
Isn't that sort of what Eratosthenes did? Wasn't he like
No, he
like
wasn't.
an old school surveyor? Like, oh, I know
He
it's
was not a
old,
surveyor.
like, and you're not really into that old stuff, are you?
But he was not a
Antiquated.
surveyor.
No, but
Surveying
he
didn't
did.
exist then. did
All
it?
he did was geometry, wasn't it?
No, he used geometry
To do what?
to measure the circumference of the Earth.
Yeah. How did he measure the circumference of the Earth with geometry?
But you know that, he compared two angles, right? The one
That's not a
where he
measurement
was
then, is
and
it?
and the one in Syene. When you compare things, right? You're comparing them. You're taking two angles, right?
Well, I don't know. So you're comparing with an angle of nothing with an angle of something else. So a different angle. Yeah?
He compared,
Is that science?
right, the shadow in the well in Syene
Yeah.
with the pillar where he was, right?
Yeah.
And the distance between them.
Yeah. And is that
Right?
science?
And then he used that to calculate the circumference of the Earth.
Okay, so is the
And
calculation
altogether-
the science, or is the taking
Yeah,
the
sure.
measurements the science?
Sure, calculations are science. Of course they are.
Okay, so mathematics is science then.
It's employed by science.
Okay, that's good. It's good. So we could say anything that where we get we take measurements and write them down and do any sort of a calculation like differential leveling. That would be a science in your book. I'm liking it. Yeah, I could quite get that. Science. New science. Well,
couldn't
not
say
new. Is that actually? Eratosthenes did it. Ancient science. I like
notice
it.
that you went from scientists will use math and calculations in the process of doing science to anybody that uses calculations or writes things down is doing science. So
Eratosthenes only measured
That's not
an angle.
That's not a
Then on his holiday
illegal move.
next
That's
year,
not that's
he
fallacious.
measured an angle.
That's a fallacious move, Bev.
Fellatio.
Don't be thinking like that, Brenda.
Do you think that because science uses calculations and writing numbers down in the process of making an observation or doing an experiment, that therefore anybody who uses calculations or writes things down is a scientist? Do you think that's a good argument?
Well, I would question Eratosthenes because he measured no angle in one place, and then when he went on his holiday, he went, "Hey, there's an angle in the sun here. Let me do some science with that."
Could you answer the question, please?
His globe.
Could you answer the question, please?
Go on. What was the question again? Whether Eratosthenes actually did science or not, or whether other people that do exactly the same as what Eratosthenes did was actually doing science.
If you do a measurement, are you a scientist?
That was it. Yeah.
I
don't think so.
No,
that wasn't the question.
No, that wasn't the question.
I guess I have to. Would you?
Was Eratosthenes a scientist? Is that the question?
Wasn't the question either.
No. Okay.
Could
Are you a
maybe
scientist?
be quiet? Could you maybe be quiet?
Yeah.
I'll restate it for you.
Go on then.
Will you listen
Go on
this
then.
time? Will you listen?
Go on. I'll give it a go. I'll try my best.
Okay. So.
Do you want me to clear the floor? Everybody, let Brenda go, please.
So you're already
no interrupting.
Right. So do you believe that because... Are you done? Are you done, Bev? Are you done? Did you wander off? Is that what happened? You wandered off, Bev?
I think he's done.
Brenda, can you go with it?
Making a brew. Go on, Brenda. Go on.
Well, I want to be sure that he's paying attention. Bev, are you there and are you paying attention? Well,
Sorry, did you say something, Brenda? Go on. Sorry.
Yeah, so you weren't paying attention.
Right. Oh, yeah, I'm ready. I've been ready and waiting for you. Whenever you're ready, off you go. Go on.
Do you think... No, you interrupted me again. Are you ready this time?
I didn't hear it. I didn't hear any interruption.
So do you think, Bev, that because a scientist uses math, calculations, writing things down, that therefore anybody that uses math and calculations, writing things down, is a scientist? Do you think that is a good argument?
I get it. Aristophanes was a scientist before he did that, right? So anything that a scientist does becomes science, even if it's just measuring an angle. I like it.
Did you answer the question?
So you have to already be pre-qualified as a scientist to be able to class as doing
like
anything. Yeah.
Were you not paying attention again? Were you
Yeah.
not paying attention again? Were you not paying attention again, Bev?
Yeah, we've just gone over it.
What
We've
was the
sorted it out,
question?
for you, Brenda. Don't worry about it. We're on the case.
What was the question?
The scientists.
I asked you.
Scientists can do whatever they want, and that can be called scientists, right?
Is that what I said? Is that what I said, Bev?
But if any normal person were to do that, like in the course of their job, then they couldn't call that science because they're not scientists. You have to get the qualification of a scientist first. I get it. I get it.
No, is that what I said, Bev?
Yeah, I think it sounded like it. Yeah, I think so. I think
that's not what I said.
what do you
That's not
reckon?
what I
What's
said.
everybody else reckon? Did I do it? Did I do justice to what Brenda was saying?
That's what I heard.
Yeah, that's not what I said.
Yeah.
You didn't understand what I said.
Science.
And you know you don't. You know that what you're doing is misrepresenting.
Science.
Yeah, you know that
Science.
You're
But science is not a science. We have to establish, just like the model, that science is not the thing that's doing the testing. It'll be a person.
Oh,
like we're working on
right
behalf.
hand again, thinking that making
that's what intelligent people have
a mistake
conversations
about
about.
how intelligent people think, right?
He's thinking about how intelligent people think. Don't be thinking about that. Come on.
Do you think it would be better that
He's just mistaken about it.
Do you think it would be better if I tried to think how stupid people thought and then use that? as the
Yeah,
guiding line.
I
of
don't
how I-
think that you're really capable of doing very much at all. You should go
Okay.
back to wrestling women.
Like he
Low blow,
like he
low
did
blow.
that.
Low blow.
Like
Penalty
it
for
was a
Brenda. Yellow
like
He
card.
like you had to quit
like it was
it.
a profession. Like I
Yellow
did it for
card.
8 years.
Come on, Brenda, that was bad.
No. Hey, look. You know, when life gives you lemons, right? You got to make lemonade.
How does it feel to get your ass beat by a woman, though? That's what I want.
I wouldn't say like I got beat so much by the woman as
See,
it
I
was. No, you know.
I saw the tits and everything.
Was that an offer from Brenda?
Yeah.
No. You said woman, no.
Brenda might be after trying to set up a, will you come back? Right the hand. I've tried to make this.
Yeah, I did say I should get back into it. Right?
Put myself on the card.
I would
or what?
Never. I would have never gotten in that cage with that lady. Never. She could probably kill me too. They train. I mean, they're just good at what they do, and they're strong, and they have endurance.
Excuse me. So we never got an experiment, did we?
You're not gonna get it, Rob.
Yeah, Brenda tapped out.
Yeah,
that's what I thought. I had to talk to my boss for a minute. I've been trying to press that bitch for an hour for a fucking demonstration of something.
Nah,
come on.
You just gotta do what Bev did. Bev, I was dying laughing, bro. Dying laughing when Brenda was trying to spit it out.
Oh boy.
Why did Brenda leave?
I mean, the man-woman thing really was.
Yeah, that might have got a little. He might have sensed that the Hulk was coming out. Had to go dunk his head.
Yep, Brenda brought it up to humiliate you, and didn't work out, did it?
Nah. What are you gonna? I'm not ashamed. Everything is part of the life now, right? I'm not. I'll face it all head on. I'm not. I don't run from stuff, much like the person I was trying to talk to.
I don't think it's humiliating to get beat by a professional fighter in their sport, right? Like, you shouldn't beat a woman tennis player either.
Yeah, but that's not the thing. They were like, "Oh, you said you can win," so I think it's again. I say the same thing, right? But I'm like, and I look at them like, you're making fun of me, right? But that kind of makes fun of the woman, right? Because you're kind of like downgrading a female fighter when you think it's a joke, right?
Right.
So yeah, it's either way. It's just like I said, like. God works in mysterious ways, and like no matter what, like even if I would have won, right? You can only beat up a woman. So I learned a lot more.
You did better losing, because if you would have beat her up by the act of miracle, from what I saw, you would have been chastised for that forever, dude.
Yeah, no winning. There would have been no winning, right? Like there was no winning that one, and that's and again, like I said. When you have new eyes like this, I was kind of like going through my whole awakening of the world during that time. And yeah, looking on it with new eyes, you're just like, yeah, no, that's exactly what I needed, right? Like that was a good, because again, the other thing is it always gives somebody something like right now, right? Like there's always that, hey, here's this immediate conversation out. Go ahead, you can take it, right? And there you go. Go ahead and take it. And it's just taught me to just, I'll roll with
elementary school, 2nd through 5th grade, Cornelius Bennett. I'll never forget that name. It was a girl that could beat up anybody in the school, including the teachers. Right? Like, it was a girl that just had unbelievable strength, speed, endurance, just meanness. She was always the one picked first. She wanted to be my girlfriend. Of course I said yes, because how could I say no? She'd beat me up. That sort of thing. It was awesome. Cornelius Bennett. Bellingrath Elementary. Look it up.
Bro, we find this. You get her on Discord. That would be amazing.
Yeah, I wonder if she's still around. I haven't talked to her. That's been 30 years ago or longer. Dude,
And
way
those
longer
who are
than that.
not
40
familiar,
years ago.
finish off, Rick. Yeah, sorry, thought you were done.
No, I was just trying to show how bad I was at math.
Well, I'll show how bad I was in wrestling. For those of you who have never done wrestling, let me tell you, no matter how big you are, no matter how strong you are, I can put somebody a third of your size. Like, let's say you're a monster, 280 pound, like 250 pounds solid muscle. I'll put somebody 100 pounds, 110 pounds, and they'll make you look like a fool. Wrestling, that
No,
is.
you just feel
yeah.
they just take you down, and it's like Khabib, right?
Technique.
Like they take you to this place and they just wear on you there, and that's where they live, and you don't live there, and they just.
Yeah, it's happened to me. It's happened to me. A guy like half my size, somebody that would literally run away from me when we would spar, literally, stood absolutely no chance whatsoever. But on the floor, he would mangle me. He would make me look silly until, of course, I got more experienced, and then it was more fair. But in the beginning, he would mangle me.
Brenda's coming around a lot, right? Yeah, why'd she come around in the first place?
Yeah.
It's her tour of duty, I guess.
I think there's obviously there's the logic attack going on at the minute because they're struggling with the logic, so they have to destroy it, and Brenda's part of that team.
Well, Blues is boring as hell. No one really goes there. Bob can't get any views. Has nothing really to do. Plus, George is there at both of those places. And then, Jose's? Jose don't allow Brenda.
Yeah.
So
I've just been sent an invite to the politics and religion server, which I presume that's where Brenda's been hanging around.
Probably so.
Yeah. But I mean, like this debate, let's say, inverted commas, as close as you're going to get around here. That scene has got to be struggling at the minute, especially with this that we've got, and when we've brought this logic and the laws of identity and the checking the P's. That's brought a whole new game to this. I think even Brenda, has to. You can't have an argument in one direction. It has to get swapped around and try and confuse you about what you're talking about. I mean, that's a prime example of the model affliction at the minute. Brenda trying to mess about with. It's going to be dangerous for the next few bits of time because it's pretty obvious now that when you start talking to people, they're messing about with your mind. That's where all of this stuff now is within these arguments. None of it takes place in reality. It all takes place in the mind. And you get too deep into this, it's going to be tricky for people. You want to have a clear
what I
head.
just thought of?
Go on.
Could it be like, they say like somebody that's been abused has a good possibility of abusing somebody else? Could it be that, how can I say this? Could it be like what they've been taught? It's like a form of abuse and they're like passing it on like without them, like a natural instinct kind of a thing? Like they're not even lying? I don't know if that makes any sense.
Well, I mean, if you've been taught relativity, then I suppose you're going to be acceptable to it. But it's a scary place going into that relativity, because it's a place in the mind where I'm not so sure you should go. You have to lose the law of identity, and that's a scary place to go, especially within a debate scene. You know, if you're trying to have a discussion with somebody and they can't even decide what it is that you're having the discussion about, they're willing to change it. Well,
and admit it, like Brenda. Oh, we just added.
Yeah.
We just put the T there. What's wrong with that?
Yeah. Perpendicular. Yeah. You just take three dimensions and make them into a line. Like, why not?
What's wrong with that? She said, what's wrong with that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, Brenda, seriously, I know you're listening. Seriously, you can't believe that, can you?
But you can. You have to, I think, for the model.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It has to be passed on. Like, the abuse keeps on passing on to the next victim.
That's why it's dangerous for people like us that just want to deal in reality. People like Brenda are just coming in and expecting you to go into this mind thing with them and add on extra dimensions because some dude said it a bit ago. Some other dude wrote it down in a book. Like, it still doesn't make it that concept real or anything. It's crazy.
See, she couldn't even come up with one thing that she questions. Couldn't even come up with one thing that doesn't make sense to her. It's incredible.
Well, of course, this is live. Like, you can't. That's blasphemous, isn't it? Like, you might be able to do it in shadowy Discord rooms, but definitely not while you're live and being recorded or anything like that. You'll be on your best behaviour. You get thrown out of the council. If the council hear you, you'd be in trouble.
The council, yeah. Like, for the love of God, you have any water near you? Just go to a river, go to a lake, and observe. Mark down 3 miles, 4 miles where you're at, and observe boats. Just observe with your own eyes and see, does it actually go beyond the curve, like they say? Does it disappear off? You're going to see it doesn't. Go look at it for yourself. That's all you have to do. And your model dies right there on that lake on that day. It's that simple.
I'm going to queue up the Emma thing. We're doing a thing at the minute for Emma, getting Emma a new mic, so we can have more of these. And transition. Boom.
Modus tollens is a logical statement set up in such a way that the truth of one statement implies the truth of the second. When the second statement, the consequent, is shown to not be true, then the first statement, the antecedent, must also be untrue. T-shirt logic is a way for these simple logical principles to be broken down for ease of understanding. One such example is the modus tollens, which has been developed by the logically minded individuals at the next level Discord server. If the Earth is a spherical object, P, then the surface of liquid water at rest must curve, Q. A water level is a tool which establishes a horizontal plane of reference consequently not Q. It is not Q, therefore it cannot be P. Ergo, the Earth cannot be a spherical object.
All right, so I keep running the thing, Emma. Might be listening to it on YouTube anyway. Maybe not. Later gadget's off. Get to see some of the pictures. So we're back tomorrow. Well, we're not saying we're going anywhere just yet. Tomorrow is oh, is it Tuesday? Logic night. Tomorrow. We're going to be going over the basics again. Pointing out the new paradoxes, I think. We'll go over them tomorrow. Sort of touched on them with Brenda tonight. I was hoping we might be able to get in there, but it's a tough one for the model afflicted to take. Is the paradox, the horizontal paradox. I think that's why a lot of people have been struggling with the conversation that we've had with them when we've been developing this water level. I call it an argument, but it's not. It's just a series of statements about reality. But it brings up a model affliction, which is the horizontal paradox, and it's the cognitive dissonance that occurs when you show them the paradox. That's where it shows how strong the model affliction is. It's quite an interesting concept that we've sort of got, and it's obviously because we're around this and we've been in this arena developing this. It's more towards the logic, but it's going to be quite hard to be able to show it, but it's something that people should be able to take out into their daily lives to try this series of statements or whatever. It seems silly, really, when you think about it. How simple it is, but getting people to slow down and calm the mind to take it on. Strange.
It's tough to go against everything you've been taught from a child, really. It's tough to even contemplate thinking that could possibly not be true.
No, I think it's the hard part is to realize that those people that you've put up there on a pedestal that you imagine to be clever, that they may not be as clever as you imagine them. They may have done this little bit of a magic trick, sprinkled a bit of sort of fairy dust, and you may just imagine that they are cleverer than they actually are. You may be the one that's perceiving them as being clever.
Nah, I always make fun of them.
Well, I mean, because you're on this side now, right? We give you the tools to be able to see that. And we've developed them all of us together have helped each other to be able to see these the lies that are there, right? The tricks, the deceit that's that is going on.
Yeah, but I remember getting glimpses of looking out of the curtain when I was younger in my 20s, right? Not to this extent, of course. But it amazes me how the people that you show certain things to them that don't make sense, and then they go, no, it's like that.
Yeah.
Of course rocks float. Of course water curves.
Has to.
Has to.
Has to, yeah. That there's like that never ends. Because you've taken on, it's like Buster says, once you take on that whatever it is, right, as a trusted information, then it's hard to let go of it.
Yeah, that's my whole point. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, hard to just release it. Because it's...
And I was into it.
Yeah.
I bought it hook, line, and sinker, everything. Black holes, the works, everything. I was into it like geek style into it.
Yeah, I don't think I ever was. And I never really took on the moon thing. That always... I initially, when I first came into it, I thought the moon would have to be the first thing, right? You know, like they talk about gateway drugs or whatever.
Yeah.
And I always thought that the moon would be the thing that turned most people. Because in my time, like, of asking anybody, I don't think I've ever met anyone, like, met face to face, that actually believes the moon landing. Like, like, fully believes it. Everyone's always gone, nah, I can't really. Like, there's enough doubt for them to just say, like, I don't know. I've never met a full-on NASA guy, that believed that they were playing golf.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. But now, like, after coming and going through all of this, the waters, obviously, but it's the thing that's right in front of you, right? That's what you learn, that you miss most things that are right in front of your face until somebody points it out to you.
It's the most abundant. Yeah. It's the most abundant thing, they tell us, right? 75% if we're supposed to believe. And yet nobody sees it. Like, the biggest elephant in the room is water. It's that simple. Water. That's what did it for me anyways. That's what brought me into this.
Because the surface of standing water does not curve.
Yeah, fill your sink, measure it. Fill your bathtub, measure it. Fill your pool, measure it. Go to your nearest pond, measure it. Go to the lake, measure it. Same thing, right?
Yep, absolutely. That's what I tried to do with Brenda today. With you were there yesterday, Rookie. That guy was something else. Yeah, they just, once they reach the pool, they go, like, that's where the cog disc kicks in.
The only thing I say to that is you can't reason with somebody that's already being unreasonable with their own self.
Alan's come back in the chat. Welcome, Alan. Good to have you around, watching again. Moon landings 100%. I've obviously never met Alan in real life, like, or anyone like Alan. Yeah, do we? Just recently, we've had been calling them the new breed, the new school of. I don't know. I wouldn't say the globe model defenders. It's more like they sit in the middle, don't they? Going, nah, you can't do that. Can't do that. You can't say that either. Yeah. My model says this, and you go like, well, what? Go on then, show us. No, just the model says it. I didn't say it. The model says it. And you go, well, okay, then fair enough. We'll go on like this, and we'll say this, and they go, oh no, my model doesn't say that.
Brenda even did it, right?
Yeah.
You can think of this, right? You have to think of it this way. It's a thought process. It's not something you can prove. It's just a thought. Just a thought. It's just a fantasy.
Only
something doesn't work, just throw something in there.
Just change it. So we say like the law of identity is so, and I find it so strange that we could manage to have the discussion of law of identity with Brenda. It's fantastic. Obviously why the law of identity gets violated there, you know, like why it's allowed, right? I think SE even said.
The irony involved.
Yeah.
Brenda, what do you think about the law of identity? Oh, you're dumb for thinking that way, you dumb flat earther. You should think the way I think as a trans person.
Yeah.
Wait a second here.
Violating the law of identity over here, over there. I mean, you know, just think of it differently and be fine. Just change the axioms. If you're not happy with it, just change the axioms, make a new geometry. It's that easy. Just add another dimension in.
No, without being rude, though, you know, I'm really not. You know, because to each their own, right? But you get up in the morning, you go to the bathroom, you take a whiz, and you call yourself the opposite of what that means, right? Like from second one, from the time you woke up from consciousness, like, you know, you're starting your day. That's how you start your day off. To me, it's just lying to yourself.
Big old cup of contradiction.
Big old cup of mistaken identity. Like, you know, you're living in fantasy from that point forward.
Well, like Bev just said, when there is no law of identity, then there is no problem with the identity issue.
I want to identify as a scientist, right? So they'll think of me as a smart person.
No, you can't.
No, they have to. They can't not do it, right?
Yeah, all you need is that badge, scientist, like Brenda was saying. Like a scientist can do a measurement and an angle measurement, and then do some sort of wizardry maths, inverting angles to shapes and shit, and then go boom, shape of the earth. You know, like there's the numbers. That's how big it is, and that's science to Brenda because I don't know. Somebody's attributed that to science. Doesn't involve any science at all, but they can say it does, can't they? It's worth thinking about, isn't it? You know, what is science when they say that science predicts? Well, I don't think science does predict. Isn't that for like crystal balls and witches and fortune tellers? Tarot cards. Doesn't sound like something science should do.
Science needs to pick the winner of the Super Bowl.
It almost sounds like that childhood game. Yeah, I don't know if y'all played it in the UK. Simon Says.
We had
anybody remember that one?
Yeah, we had a thing, like a computer game, I think.
Was his name Simon, or was it like Ian says?
Simon says, touch your head.
Mm-hmm. Science says it's globe. What?
Yeah, but you guys didn't know what Buck was, so I'm disappointed.
What? I know Duck Duck Goose. Don't start.
Don't get started on Buck or.
It's a French thing. Must be.
Nah, when we traced it back, it went to the British Special Forces. It was one of those reverse laughters.
Special with the quotes around it.
Air quotes.
Oh, so model Affliction Monday. There's no I didn't think there's going to be anybody coming in. You know, this is going to get less and less people that want to come and talk about the model, especially to us.
Only Brenda had the guts.
Yeah.
Shout out to Brenda. I never thought I'd say that, but has to be said.
Shout out retracted.
Thank you, bro.
Well, there are a lot of debunkers out there. And there's a lot of flat earthers out there. There's a lot of normal people that don't really believe in the globe either. Must be tough to come and talk. Especially in most of the places round here, right? Discord isn't really a place for most people to come, right? Because it's a gaming thing, and we're all of an age that, you know, I don't know. I haven't got a clue how the hell we got Rakir here. I don't even know how I managed to make it onto Discord, to be honest. But it's a pretty good place, really. I hang out here most of the time. I've got a guy who's just posted something on the YouTube for going over.
It's pretty revolutionary if you think about it. Discord, it may be a gaming thing, but it's way more than that. We can do what we're doing here, talking now, all over the world. We can post pictures, we can post videos, and we can make phone calls. We can do DMs. Like, that's pretty ingenious. Remember when you had to write a letter to somebody? Put it in an envelope, seal it, put a stamp on it, walk to the corner. And 2 weeks later, you may have gotten a reply.
Yeah, I like it. I'm pretty much done with the model myself. It serves no purpose other than
laughs.
Well, to me, it's not a laugh anymore, because I think what they're doing are they're purposely gaslighting people now. They've got to the point where they know when they especially whenever they come round here and they talk to us about the the water level and what you can prove, and horizontal and vertical and geometry, and how it all can be measured and whatever in reality. And it always goes into a circular argument. And they've got more time than you have. It's not worth you carrying on with a circular argument where you keep going around and around and around. You know it. They know it. It just gets a bit too much. So, like, it stops you from progressing in whatever you're meant to be doing anyway. What we have been doing is been developing this stuff, but it's going to be tough from going on from here, because it's obvious that most people don't want to come and talk to us about this. It's challenging for most people. It gets scary. Because that model, that big E, it's got some sort of a hold on people. It's deep rooted.
It's been put in your head since kindergarten. I remember, what do I remember? A blackboard. I remember letters on top of it, and I remember a globe on the teacher's desk. That would be 6 years old.
Hmm.
And I remember being put in the corner a few times too. Face the corner.
Yeah, who are we talking about? A model? I was thinking it was me, but we were listening to Flat Earth Math and his open letter to Nathan Oakley. But in that, he said as well, a model is just a model. Doesn't he? He does say. It's something that you can hold or whatever. That is the model. So most people have the ability to separate the physical model, like a globe model, from reality. But then they do reassociate the reality back to the model again.
Yep. Perfect example yesterday. We're talking about leveling a table, extending it out, putting legs, as need be, solid now. We came up with an indestructible material. We're doing a thought experiment. And yet, somehow, that also bent after a certain distance. It's like it has to curve. No matter what it is, it has to curve.
Horizontal paradox leaves people in a struggle. The model has to bend things.
I feel sorry for their wives.
And I'm asking, what makes the table bend? What makes the table curve? There's solid legs, gravity. So you're telling me gravity actually bends the physical legs of the table? Yes. It's like there's no winning. The model is too strong. Even Atkin spoke yesterday. He freaked out. Stop it! At one point when I was talking with him, shut up! He was saying, answer!
Love your rose, Bev.
Blowing my cover, SE.
Sorry, bro, but you were good. You did a good one yesterday. When you told him on a plane, horizontal surface. If you put water on it, what would happen to it? And he said it would bulge into a curve. I never heard anything like that, bro. That was genius. Just shows their model affliction right there.
He was bad. I felt a little bit like Rakia, just coming in. Shut up. Just stop. Just stop.
Yeah.
I do hope he comes back, though. I mean, I didn't want him to necessarily leave forever, but I had my fill.
Yeah. Alice in Wonderland, was he trying? Just sort of wrapping you round and round, and you're left wondering, how can you not get this? And then you go, oh, right, that's your purpose. Just to frustrate.
Yeah.
When I call somebody dumb or brainwashed, right in front, right in their face, and they don't even respond to that, and they just keep on going, I don't know what to do.
It's like that's what they want, right? They get enjoyment out of that, and then they're able to say, "Oh, listen to what they're saying about me and the way they're saying that." All I was doing was just talking to them. I was telling them about... And it's like they're not telling you anything. They're just sort of denying everything that you give to them. Maybe to fill the chat. I'm not too sure what it's all about. Why there's so many... Well, I'd say there isn't so many, is there? They do come around, but... There's not many, and when they do come, they stick in the chat in Discord. I'm talking to it, everyone that's out there. We get text chat trolls like you wouldn't believe. I mean, if you've ever commented on a YouTube video or done anything like that, then you know what this is like, and it's full on when you get them in Discord. Live chat, they'll just keep going and going and going. You want to practice talking to people that like brick walls, because they have a saying. They do say about, like, they say that flat earthers have this like reset button. Well, I think it's them. They literally have the same argument day after day after day with the same people. It does get frustrating. Some drama. I did hear that Ranty was going to be going over the picture again, and somebody said to Bob and recommended that Bob should look over reciprocal zenith angles to have a go at debunking horizontals being parallel. Which obviously we're going to have to get round back to. We can't leave that just lying there, that all horizontals are parallel. It should be making a bit of a run, because it's one of the easiest logical arguments that I think there is. You've just got to try and work a way for yourself to imagine that they aren't. But I don't think there's a way of doing it.
How can they not be?
Yeah. I don't think there's a way for you to even imagine how they would intersect.
Yeah.
Like once you know how horizontals are used, then surely it's an orientation. You can't get it tilting, so it just doesn't work. Yeah.
Like, it doesn't get simpler than that, right?
Yeah, I think we're going to have to try and go over it with the logic. I mean, that's the idea of the logic night, is to simplify everything down to the most simple thing that we possibly can. But it looks like we've got a fair bit of work to go over. And I was thinking we can go over either old videos or videos that people suggest we should go over. You know, and we'll just do a next level review of that video or whatever. But I mean, they're not going over many. We do have the Blue Marble review of the bridge review, which I think we should definitely go over, even if we just go over a couple of bits of it, where Blue was stating that what Jesse Kozlowski was doing. Definitely a model. Maybe Hump Day, and maybe that might be a good one to go over on Wednesday.
Oh yeah, everybody should listen to that one.
We'll go back and we'll find the blue bits of that.
That's where the 28.5 meter hump is and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I'll find the bits of Blue for his where he said that he's got the proof that level curves. Sorry, so I'll put that on, and maybe that's what he was talking about, the hump at Jesse Kozlowski. Maybe that was his slope of the water level, but I'll get those bits together. We'll go over that on Wednesday.
He does know the difference between a slope and a hump.
Yep. Yeah, he said vertical plane. As I remember. And we've got the Beddy one that got re-released by Bob. Maybe he might have just been after extra views by re-releasing it again, or he might have just forgot to put it out. And that is the horizontal parallel logic, showing that how inept Beddy is at doing logic, and even trying to fool the Globers about logic. Get ready, it's time for the logic to come out. The Black Swan that I went over the other day on Wednesday, on Friday. Open for any discussions about that. There is somebody who's sent me a message on a thing. I'll have to have a go over that and reply, hopefully. Or do you want to go over it now? Let me see if I can get it. Fraser Kyle. 31 minutes ago. Copy, put it in the chat. Right, so this is about the modus tollens that I did the other day. Fraser Kyle, 31 minutes ago. Am I understanding you, Bev? QE's modus tollens is only for showing up the globe model's supposed stats. It does disprove a 3959 radius because the geometric horizon can't be measured because it's not visible. And that, if the horizon was geometric, then the radius could be either bigger or smaller based on observations that show different horizon distances. Even with refraction, which is based on a supposed radius value, the if P then Q statement still disproves the radius, but QE's conclusion is wrong because disproving a radius does not show that the world isn't spherical. Yeah, I think so. QE's modus tollens does give the globe model a problem, but in reality it doesn't really give us anything other than a proof that apparent horizons can change their apparent distance. Therefore, a black swan image is a problem for the current globe model, but doesn't actually help us determine much about the shape of the Earth at all. If you have the time, Bev, could you correct me if I have misunderstood? I tried to follow along. Thanks in advance. Anybody else follow with that? He says, the QE's
first part
is only for showing up the globe model's supposed stats. It does disprove a 3959 radius because the geometric horizon can't be measured because it's not visible, and that's the problem. Was geometric and the radius could either be bigger or smaller. Yeah, I mean, as far as I could see, as QE set it up with the numbers for the globe, I mean, it was all globe numbers. The guy, the BMSLB's picture showed the horizon behind it. So therefore the horizon was at a distance further away. So yeah,
it's not about measuring it or
that particular, like I was saying, the black swan is an individual thing, and you can't take anybody else's picture as a proof of anything, because it doesn't work like that. Although Mr. Sensible said about the one leg and two leg analogy, I didn't really get it. But yeah, I don't consider that picture as a proof. It would be for the guy that was taking it. I mean, he just took a picture and he made the video. So yeah, it disproves the radius that was given, but like Mr. Sensible said in that thing, he just gave up the radius anyway. It's not hard for people with a mind model to imagine that it's a slightly different radius anyway.
Yeah, they'll say, it could be a little bit bigger, give or take. What's the problem? Yeah.
Well, they could do that, but they never had to, because they've always messed about with refraction. They go straight to the picture. Well, the picture is somebody's picture. It's got nothing to do with the logic. I think that was the main point that I wanted to get across, that the logic, though being sound, relies on all of the globe models. But the main problem is the fact that it's had that picture associated with it. And that tends to be what most people argue. And it, like I say, it does disprove 3959, but 3958, 3960, it doesn't matter to them. They just change it. Should be good for getting people to realise, though, that, you can process those things. If this is what would do, then we could do some maths to realise that this is what should happen. That's not what happens. Therefore, the initial premise must be false also. I mean, that's the basics of logic.
Yeah, and this one anybody could see for themselves. Just go to a lake where there's boat. That's it.
Find something that's static in the distance, preferably a wheel rig.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're not that far out, and just go there yourself, and you can do it. These things, that's what this modus tollens should have said, was those things are out there. Go out and get them for yourself. If you're the type of person that wants to go and get one of these things, then you can. But until you do it for yourself, I don't think you can actually take it on. You you could understand that there are black swans out there for you to get, but it would still be up to you to go and get it. I think that's the way I'd consider it should be done. But I'm not too sure whether most people think like that. Might just be a certain few that, think like that. Maybe because we have got the ability to go out there and get the cameras, right? Other people might like the idea of knowing that somebody else has been out there. I mean, we do go out there. We've been out to the beach, and I think we were when DP came down, and we got the. In fact, we went out in on Southport Beach looking out, and there is an oil rig. Of which I was wanting to show Mr. Sensible, but he didn't. Obviously, I think they told me it was against Ranty because we put Ranty in it. So when Ranty went to go with Kat to the beach to go and have a look at Blackpool, and he was expertly holding the camera on top of that tripod like it wasn't actually fixed to it properly. Over in the background there is an oil rig, which is this oil rig here. And as you can see in this picture here and this picture here, the horizon is behind it in both of them, this one and this one. We've got quite a few pictures. And that oil rig, I think, is about 5 miles away. And we're on the beach, obviously, taking these pictures. So these black swan pictures are out there for everyone. Now, obviously, me and DP had these. We've got them. I mean, it's not a black swan to me. It's only a black swan if you go with QE's outlay, but I mean, I don't. There's no radius. That's that water. That's a horizon, and all of the horizontals in that area would be parallel to the plane of the horizon. I mean, I don't need anything else other than that to show me it's not a globe. So the water is expected to do that. I mean, we've got plenty of pictures and things. I think the best ones, this one where we're going out to the beach. Well, that's water above our heads, and we're on the beach. I mean, I don't know what better there is to be. Like, that horizon, it doesn't rise to the level of the auto level, but it's definitely above our heads in that picture, which isn't possible if you have a model. Literally doesn't. There's no chance. Should be dropping, but it doesn't drop. Water level stays horizontal. Well, I mean, the sea goes up and down, and the tides move up and down, especially on that beach there, Southport. The black swan it's there for you to go and get, but it's something that I don't particularly have. I don't have them. Like I've got pictures of Isle of Man from that very beach. That's 60 odd miles away. I've got pictures of that Isle of Man from 80 odd miles away, from 300 feet. Wouldn't call them black swans, they're just pictures of the Isle of Man from those distances away. They're impressive. My lad's done the pictures. But there's no curve in the horizontal, and all of the horizontals are parallel to the plane of the horizon, makes the plane of the horizon horizontal also. And we'll be doing the under the horizon again this summer out at the beach. Might be trying it down south. I've heard that there's some other beaches, long beaches, high tides down south somewhere, so no doubt we could go out there, go down south again. Model Affliction Monday. Got no takers. No more takers.
Imagine Brenda, the bravest one of all.
Yeah, you might have gone at a bit too much. Should let them explain their model. See what they could teach us. You might have put up a bit too much of a blockade.
So Brenda and the rumpus. That's it.
Beddy seems to have gone. Where's he gone? Beddy, come back. Let's do the logic and Euclid thing. That didn't last long, did it? Wonder whether they all got called off. Stop the attack on Euclid. You're making yourself look stupid. Go after logic. Oh, no, you can't do that. It's getting this is. I think this is pretty good, right? I'm struggling what to think about with the model. It's gone. I haven't got a model. It doesn't exist. I need somebody else to come and talk about the model. I can only talk about reality and the problems that reality gives a model. I can't.
Well, it was a bit disappointing. We were expecting a sphere, but we got a pair instead. I can't wait till the new the Space Web fantasy. I can't wait till the latest line of Bull comes out. I'm looking forward to it.
I don't know what new stuff they could come out with, to be honest.
I can think of one. A couple, actually, but the one I think they're going to say is that space is now bigger. They can see farther. So it's not 13 point whatever billion. They're going to make it 14, 15 billion. That's what I think.
I'm sure I've seen an article that said that they found the first thing ever Let me see if I can find that. I'm sure I had it on Twitter.
They found the first thing ever. Oh, I gotta see this.
Yeah.
Because they have to find something. Because all that money, and how are they going to get money for the next one, right? So they have to find something, but not quite enough. A little bit bigger, then we can really figure it out.
Oh, I've saved some really weird stuff, I'm telling you. Hey, we're going to have to get into the acceptable paradoxes. Because we know that there is definitely acceptable paradoxes needed. But Newton was wrong. They definitely know Newton was wrong. And most of them now say that Einstein's wrong. We know.
Uh-huh. Well, they knew for a long time.
Well, that's what I think I heard you and Spot On talking about. The telescope. The optic telescope.
The new one there? I think Spot On was saying, yeah.
Yeah. It was Physics Girl, I think, that went to the place where they were making the mirrors for the optics. The lenses. And it was meant to have been the biggest optical telescope. And they were putting it up in Hawaii, I think, or something. And the girl says, as they were doing it, she said, if you were to hold a golf ball up at the distance of the moon away, they would be able to see the golf ball.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that one. So finally we're going to get to see the limb and the footprints and the flag. The flag should be still there, not waving.
Yeah, shit bags.
I can't wait.
Poo bags out there. There you go.
Yeah. Poop bags. Film cameras. Couple of about 13 Hasselblads.
There you go. Not saying that they might be lying or anything, but Space.com, astronomers finally spot the universe's first molecule.
Get the hell out
in
of here.
A distant nebula. Boom, I call it the arse crack nebula.
The arse crack nebula?
Look at it. Does look
wow, man. Wow, man.
It really does.
First of all, that's the ass crack nebula right there, right?
Yeah.
And that's the most distant thing. Let me ask you, what's that the light behind it there?
Yeah. Well, yeah, obviously that's a thing, but you know what it was that spotted it?
No clue.
Have a guess. Where would you think that was spotted from?
The Hubble?
Nope.
The ISS?
Nope. Sophia. Yeah.
The plane with the telescope on it.
Yeah, the best. That's the best. They could spot stuff that far away.
Unbelievable.
It's all like, it's that fantastic that you've got to believe it. I mean, they couldn't make it up, could they?
I was going to guess the Pope's telescope.
Just when you think you heard it all.
Yeah, I'll put that in the anybody wants to check it out in the YouTube. It's a real space.com astronomers thing. It's for real. Like, I wouldn't lie. I don't make stuff up. They do. Got to do something, haven't they? I mean, you get all of that time looking out at the sky. What are you going to do with it? You look that far back, you can see the first molecule. Because that's what you do, right? You know, as you're looking at the lights in the sky, you're looking back in time. And if you can look back far enough, then you can see the first ever molecule. You can look back to that moment just before the Big Bang. Isn't that good?
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
It's like time looking. You know, astronomers, it's a special breed of people. You give them a telescope, you can look back in time.
So they can see molecule 13 point whatever billion, right?
Yeah.
Trillion, billion, quadrillion miles away, right?
Absolutely.
But they can't see nothing on the moon.
Yeah, and they can't tell whether level's straight or curved.
Or curved, yeah.
But they can see molecules.
Like when they came up with that, like the guy, like I would pay money to be in that room. Like his handler, didn't he slap him across the head, or was it? Let's see who can come up with the most ridiculous idea day or something.
It's like a fucking magnifying glass. It's a microscope. Like surely somebody's got confused and go, "Are you sure you were looking through a telescope?"
Yeah. For the love of God.
Like, no, yeah, honestly, I did. Like, oh, you sure? Yeah. I seen the first ever molecule. It's one of those, like, Monty Python sketches, isn't it? Like, the scientists sat round.
Yeah.
I remember when we discovered a new planet. Oh. Yeah, well, that's nothing. Just ends up with one guy going, yeah, well, we discovered the first molecule.
I'm God. Yeah, feel the power.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Telling you that I'm starting to think this is the Matrix or something.
Well, I think you have to go along with it because it's a story, it's a script, right? All the world's a stage, and this is what we do. Everybody has their own little bit. I keep imagining, you know, like in Monty Python, most of the stuff I do, in the Life of Brian, where the guy falls down and he's stood and there's loads of people just sort of shouting shit at everyone. Like, and there's people like deciding whether they're going to listen to it or not. Well, that's all we're doing. It's all anybody's ever doing. Who listens to who? Who's it worth listening to? Because, I mean, at this point, what are people being told? And if you had to make a choice, I mean, would you want to be listening to someone like Brenda? Because that's the way it has to be.
Yeah. I'm really curious. Anybody like here, I know nobody here believes it, but I'm wondering on YouTube, like any baller, does anybody believe this, that they found the first molecule? Seriously, does anybody believe this? Type it in the chat if you believe it.
Yeah, there's not going to be anybody, right? No one. Why would anyone believe anything like this? Ridiculous. But I mean, this was done 2 years ago, perhaps 3. So like I've had this article for ages.
It's that old?
Yeah.
Really? Too bad Brenda's not here. I'm willing to bet anything she would have believed this. Brenda, if you're listening, come back on, defend this, or tell me you believe this.
Why doesn't the vacuum of space suck up Earth's atmosphere? All sorts of things. Mars rover takes photos of mushrooms growing on surface.
Helicopters flying in 0.05% of the Earth's atmosphere, something like that. Yeah, they made the blades bigger, made them spin faster. You know.
Tiny aliens may have visited Earth, NASA scientist says.
See, Logan's Run believes it. Shout out to Logan's Run. Old timer.
Yeah, some of the amount of stuff that you have to take on for the model. I can't do it. February 21st, 2019 was when they first decided that the Earth's atmosphere is bigger than we thought. It goes past the moon. 2019.
Yeah, but they had discovered this in 69 or something. Way in some tape, if I remember the story. This wasn't a recent discovery, the atmosphere thing. Are you talking about the one that extends beyond the moon?
No, they only made it in 96 and 98.
You sure?
Yeah, I'll show you that again. Copy.
Oh, it could have been in 96. Okay, yeah.
That one there.
20, 30 years ago. Okay, yeah. But they just brought that out last year, right? Or 2 years ago or something like that.
Well, in that article, it says that they originally made the measurements, but observations in 96 and 98, and then just left it on a shelf.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it wasn't needed, or nobody had said, hey, there's a bit of a problem here that we need to bring this, bring it off the shelf, and then let's reactivate it and let everyone know. I don't know why it was needed for them to do that. Maybe because they found some mushrooms on it or something. I don't know. He wanted to grow some herbs.
It was the cleaner while he was dusting the shelves. You know, a mushroom fell out. So what the hell is this?
One of the strangest things that I heard was that, because I mean they don't do it on here, but you know the fuel that they're going to use when they go there? Are they going to process the water that they find into the fuel?
Of course, separate it. Get the hydrogen, I believe it is.
Yeah. They don't seem to be able to do that here. Or perhaps they do, they're just keeping it hidden. The way they think they can go over there and do it.
Water into fuel.
Yeah.
Intriguing.
Yeah, do you not do that in your space mining or whatever? Do you not?
No.
No. Oh.
Well, I mean, we use hydrogen.
Yeah, that's what you do. You find water and you split it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where you get your hydrogen from.
We use ice because ice is everywhere. There's no water.
Ice is water. Come on. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Well, there's no actual fluid.
Yeah.
You just mine the ice and use O2H2 generators to split it into oxygen and hydrogen.
There you go. See, even in his computer games, they're doing it. Just splitting oxygen and hydrogen. Just get out there, find some ice, boom. Off you go, load your rocket up, chuck it in the back, boosh, off you go. Next planet, off. That's it.
Jetsons.
Yeah. It's easy. It's easy, just get a H2O2 splitter. And then you can travel again with more gas, obviously. Gas in a vacuum, sure, no problem.
Fantastical stories, man.
Science it out, so the first molecule was actually a molecule of helium and hydrogen. That's good. A double molecule.
How the hell did they think they'd get away with a story like that? And how many people bought it?
I saved it. I found it that. I said it. I changed it a bit and changed the writing on it and called it the arse, commonly called the arse crack of space. I don't know how many people bought that, but they had to buy the story about the molecule along with it. Right, 11 o'clock. Is that 3 hours? It's a bit of a boring show, isn't it, when there's no Model Afflicted? We might have to get rid of Model Affliction Monday. We might have to change it into something else where we just bash on the model. Defend it, if you can. Think we'd have any Globe defenders coming in here to defend the model if we just give it a good bashing on Mondays?
How about if we make it more inviting? We call it Ballers Paradise Monday. And they can come in and talk whatever they want.
No, we can still do Model Affliction, right? I mean, you can still be Model Afflicted on this side. Like, you know, the model is still there. And like, we get people come in, like, when we could save all of this stupid stuff that they've sought, and we could talk about the Model Afflicted people that we have in the live chat all week. So yeah, get going after the model. So anybody want to do anything else, or should we carry on? Keep going? Do we quit? Anybody got any things we can go over? Anybody got anything? I've got a thing from Wally that I did. Did you see that one, Essie? Let me get that. Put it in the chat.
Which one?
This is a Wally video that I caught, a short one, and it goes along with the proof thing. I think I saved it because of the. It ties in with the proof thing and the way Wally was going with proof. So I'm gonna play the clip if just put in the live chat for everyone now, right?
Okay, I'll play it as well.
It certainly demonstrates that you can measure the radius of the Earth quite easily. Whether I would call it a proof or just a very good measurement and demonstration, I don't know. I don't really mind whichever way you want to call it. I know the way you're using the word proof is perhaps a little more technically correct. But I mean, this comes down to what QE likes to do with the scientific method. He likes to bang on and become really, really precise with scientific method. But
yeah,
scientists do all sorts of things, mate. I've worked in laboratories for many years, and it's a lot more loose than that. And I know QE will say, well, therefore they're not being a scientist; they're being a pseudoscientist. Well, in some cases, it's quite justified to just, twist something a little bit this way or a little bit that way, but you've got the result and you know it's repeatable and verifiable, and that's good enough for most people.
Huh? Just twist it around a bit.
Wow, that sums it all up.
So that just shows you what they're willing to do. Science nowadays is, well,
I gotta take off for a while. Supper time.
Yeah.
Be back in a bit.
Yeah, I'll catch you later. Just sort of, you get it near enough. And, science nowadays. He's worked with science nowadays. That's Wally, the number 2 of the wolf pack. Wally from Australia. And I don't know whether he has the same sort of standards with his proof that he's offering up to Dave Weiss. Because I think that's what he's talking about. He's talking about his R proof as well. And it may just be a little bit playing about with it.
He's talking about the truth as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not forgetting that the proof is the truth, right? At the end of it. He's willing to just fudge it a bit. I'll play it again. It's only
I think it certainly demonstrates that you can measure the radius of the Earth quite easily. Whether I would call it a proof or just a very good measurement and demonstration, I don't know. I don't really mind whichever way you want to call it. I know the way you're using the word proof is perhaps a little more technically correct. But I mean, this comes down to what QE likes to do with the scientific method. He likes to bang on and become really, really precise with scientific method. But
yeah,
scientists do all sorts of things, mate. I've worked in laboratories for many years, and it's a lot more loose than that. And I know QE will say, well, therefore they're not being a scientist; they're being a pseudoscientist. Well, in some cases, it's quite justified to just, twist something a little bit this way or a little bit that way, but you've got the result and you know it's repeatable and verifiable, and that's good enough for most people.
See, in that, I said, you can hear me going, yeah, when he says QE's with the scientific method. And I'm like, yeah, because I agree with him. I think a scientific method is pretty important to science. If you start fudging it and moving it a little bit either way, or, skewing it a little bit, then that's not science. That's you messing about with the shit.
Yeah, but he did say in a lab they're more loose with the methods.
Yeah, in a lab.
In a lab they're more precise because they're more controlled. They've got to be. Because if they're not more controlled, then their results aren't worth anything.
He says he's worked in labs. He knows what it's like. It's not a very good representation, right? But he says he has.
No, the control measures you have in labs are so so restricted. They're ultra controlled. I don't know what labs he's worked in, but he obviously, well, yeah.
Professor Phil's come in. Nice to see you, Phil, in the Discord chat, of course. Philip. I don't know whether he can come in. It might be a bit too busy for him again. He's not allowed to talk very loud. He can only type of a night time, I think. But it can't be that late, can it? No, it must be midday over there for him. Maybe even morning time. I don't know. We are due for Philip. He came in the Discord the other day. Can anybody remember why he came in? Was it after Friday when we went on Mr. Sensibles to do the to go over the Black Swan and the T-shirt logic? We've yet to have Professor Phil come in here, or Philip. We're doing proofs. We are very keen to hear Phil's proof. It's a shame SE's not here because we could get him back into that. Let's see what we've got in the chat. Oh, we've got some new people. Welcome everybody, new people and all. I hope you're going to join us tomorrow at Logic Night. Logic Night's a bit more fun than this Model Affliction night. Logic Night's where we arm ourselves with the simple arguments that Globers don't really like. Arm ourselves with the tools to find out, I think, what it is nowadays is who's worth talking to. Because you'll find quite easily there's a lot of people that are not worth talking to, that'll keep running you around in circles for days. Oh, Phil's still typing. Near the northern horizon. I don't know if we've got anybody over there at the northern horizon. I think we do have some people over there. Because it's an optical effect, Phil. I think I'd go with that. I've not got a clue. I don't deal with the lights in the sky. Too many questions. Right. I think I'll get the link for the Discord. And here we go. If anybody wants to come into the Discord chat, click on the link and we're going to be going. We'll be back again tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, same time. And look, I think I'll play out for the music. Buster. True Level. So thanks for watching. You want to come, join us all in the Discord, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, this is basic geometry. Your flat Earth geometry. Flat Earth geometry. This is basic geometry.
It is.
I called you a flat earther.
My name's Ramsey.
Insisting that your flat Earth geometry will work.
I'm familiar with the bubble, Morty. I also dabble in precision, and if you think you can even approach it with your sad naked caveman eyeball in a bubble of air, you're the reason this species is a failure, and it makes me angry.
Did he say a five-sided square question mark?
You're a universal horizontal waterer.
You're drunk.
I called you a flat earther.
You want to experience true level? Do you? Yes. You want to experience true level?
That auto level is establishing a horizontal. That's just the way it is.
Because I've done the test with an auto level, which gives you a horizontal.
Yeah, it's gonna look super flat.
All right, come on. Wow, it's so.
Three coplanar points.
Oh Christ! Yeah, true level, bitch.
I called you a flat earther.
If you're into math, there's a certain shape where you could make a five-sided square.
Are you suggesting that horizontal can't curve?
Oh, everything's crooked. Reality is poison. I want to go back. I hate this.
What's his deal?
Morty. Go to school, Summer. I'll go in Morty's memory and do a little.
Ranty, come on, that's a globe. And he eventually just gave up and said, yeah, I agree, it's a globe.
Geodesic is a continuous string of infinitely small, straight lines.
Yeah, true level, bitch.
It's really flat and level now.
Ranty, come on, that's a globe.
Yeah, true level, bitch.
Ranty, come on, that's a globe.
Lance to the cosmic slaughter! Well? You seem to be in charge of what I get to remember. Why? Good question.
Ranty, come on, that's a globe.
I'll go in Morty's memory and do a little.
Burn right to the ground in pieces. But from the ashes come.
Wow, it's so. Oh my God! Oh Christ! Yeah, true level, bitch.
If you're into math, there's a certain shape where you could make a five-sided square.
Ranty, come on, that's a globe.
Yeah, true level, bitch. Oh my god! Oh Christ! Yeah, true level, bitch.
I called you a flat earther.
True level, bitch.
I called you a flat earther.
True level, bitch.
I called you a flat earther.
Yeah, true level,
bitch. Person to think.
When you get to the end of this test and you have a result and you say level is horizontal and everyone says big whoop, but it doesn't prove anything about the shape of the earth, will you then say yes it does?
No.
No. Okay, I'm going to bed. Right.
Okay, so
I'm going to bed.
That level is horizontal is good for you then, right?
I agree. I agree. Level's horizontal. All
Sweet.
Right,
true level, bitch.
Perfect.
Wow.
Nice, mate.
Nice.